Hey guys and welcome. Let me just move this here. Hey guys and welcome to Little Blackbird 91. We're here giving you guys put a ring on it live. Put a ring on it live. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Okay, because I've got some special people with me tonight. But I want to say some things to you guys. Okay, because listen, it's got tasty in the last episode, right? We had obviously Sean and we had Laronda. They had a really good conversation around, how they felt, and how they fight, in their relationship, which is really important. You need to know how you're going to fight in a relationship as well. And then obviously, I think she mentioned about, she doesn't like being called a liar. And I guess that little bedroom scene where she called him on a FaceTime, that's, maybe we can explore that today and we'll explore that next week. Hopefully they'll give us a bit more insight to that. We also had obviously Eric and Jess. We had a conversation around obviously the dates, and my man Sean said that he could see into Jess's heart. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things going on there, and she was going on another date with him as well. All right, and then we obviously had the crazy one, which I know you guys really wanted to see and talk about, was Darian and Alexia. And we're wondering, has Alexia finally got it through her heart and head that this is not the relationship you need? Okay, so tonight, before we go anywhere, I want to let you guys know, bye. All right, listen, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of the uploads. And if you're a returnee, you already know, baby, you got the minerals, baby. Okay, stay hydrated, because the streets are hot. We're going to drop a little outro, and then I'm going to bring my special guests on, because they're ready and firing to go. And listen, I heard you, okay? Y'all said you wanted some men. I got you some men, okay, with some wisdom on the show as well. All right, cool. Let's go. You know what time it is. All right, cool. Let me get my guest on the show. First of all, let me bring up, the chef, you know what I'm saying? Because she be chefing, okay? She be cooking up people, you know what I'm saying? She be making sure that people are well sizzled, you know what I mean? We don't like it rare around here. She likes it well done. So I'm going to bring on my first panelist to the show, Chef Jay. Welcome to the show, baby. Chef Jay, how you doing, man?
Hi, everybody. What's going on? Hope everybody's good.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I can't wait for you to chef it up today, man. Can't wait to chef it up.
I'm sharing the pot a little bit.
I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you still. My next guest, he's like a little bit seasoned, babe. Salt Bay. My next guest, yes. Listen, you know what? Last week, it was last week, innit? She came through with some different points. You know what I'm saying? She came through, a little bit of Jamaica, a little bit of Germany. She brought it through, you know what I'm saying? She brought a little bit of the Caribbean, then she brought the European side of it, and she gave some really, really great points, and I appreciate her for that, you know what I'm saying? I call her Drew Hill. That's what I call her, Drew Hill, you know what I'm saying? Because she comes seasoned, you know what I'm saying? Yeah? So welcome to my stage, baby, Drew, baby.
Hello, everyone.
What are you saying, Drew? You good?
Hi.
Drew-yance.
Right?
Girl.
Durance.
I try.
I love that. Drew Andre, I love that. You know what? Let me introduce my next guest, you know what I'm saying? First of all, you know what? I'm calling her Storm from now on, because the hair is always fire. You feel me? Literally, the hair is always fire. But she speaks sense and speaks fire too. So I want you guys to give a warm welcome to my next panelist, baby. Bree, baby. Welcome to the stage.
Hey, guys. How are
Hey,
you?
man. What's good, man?
Oh, it's all goodness. Now in
Yeah.
this hood.
Everything's good, yeah? Everything crisp?
Yeah.
I love that. Yes, Drew. Well done.
Hey,
We
girl.
appreciate it.
Hey.
It's blessings. All right, cool. Guys, if you can hear a bit of noise behind me, sorry, I'm in a Party zone. Yeah, they're a little bit excited over here, okay? A little bit of drink, a little bit of that gets into people, okay? But my next person I want to bring up to the stage, listen, a woman of wisdom, a woman of leisure, a woman who's smart, intelligent, you know what I'm saying? She makes really succinct points, and I use that word succinct on purpose because I just learned it the other day, okay? All right, don't shoot me, you understand? Yeah? I want you to welcome to the stage our lovely, it's our second Chris, because we have two Chris on this particular panel now, innit? So our second Chris we have, second but not least, do you understand? All right, big boy pants, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to the stage, Chris Natha, baby. What you saying, girl?
Hello, everybody. I'm excited.
Man?
I'm excited to be here.
That's good. It's good. We're excited to have you, sis. We're excited to have
awesome.
you. We're excited to have you. Don't worry. We're good. All right, cool. Listen, the ladies said, do you know what? The people in the chat said they wanted to see men. Okay, they said they were tired of seeing my face and they weren't tired of seeing Sean's face, but they're tired of seeing my face. Okay, all right, as a man solo representative, you want to see some other chocolate men on this stage with thick beards and handsomeness, okay, and who speak sense. Okay, so I went out and I started finding these men who are sound and have thick beards and good looks. Okay. So I want you to be a warm welcome, okay? Listen, you might watch his reviews already. I've watched some of his reviews. I like the way he moves with his points. It flows neatly, you know what I'm saying? And everything's sound. You know, I like men that are sound, you know what I'm saying? And there's wisdom in there, you feel me? So I want you to give a warm welcome to, for the very first time, onto the stage, baby. It's J-Dub, baby. Sir, what you saying?
Hey, everybody. Just in case I'm dreaming, Little Black Book 91, thank you for this platform. I'm a brand new YouTuber, and I just got to get this introduction out. So just thank you for inviting me. I feel honored, overwhelmed, and everything. So for anybody who knows my channel or gets to know my channel, it's J-Dub. I'm on Facebook on It's J-Dub, and Instagram, it's _ J-Dub. And I'm here to bring it, and I appreciate just the love and just hello everybody. I'm very excited. Thank you.
I love that. Just to make it clear, are the DMs open because we don't want any violations for you, sir? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I really don't. The DMs are open, but I don't really go into them, unless I kind of scan them out. I gotta be there, I scan, and we talking business, I got 1,000 hats going on. So if we can connect on something, or some business, or some subscriptions, or something like that going on the channel, we can do that. But other than that, I just don't have time to do anything personal. But I'm thankful for all the subscription love and watching hours, and just to point something out, just sending a love. I did a 9-minute rant on Wendy Williams and the Tabitha situation. I have now over 40,000 views just from that 9-minute thing, and I'm appreciative to everybody who did that. Y'all got my hours up, and I'm
a man that appreciates the team. I love that. Yes, a man that appreciates the gang. So basically, the DMs are shut. Basically, that's what you're trying to say. I hear you, bro. No worries, bro. You were trying to be nice about it, but I can say it for you. The DMs are shut, guys. Don't enter. All right, cool. Let me introduce my next guest. Listen, I know he's having some camera issues today, but you know what? When you listen, he's a very handsome man. You already know. Listen, and do you know what it is that kills it most? You're gonna hear it fresh today. The voice. It's the voice. For me, it is the depth in the voice. You know what I mean? I wish my voice sometimes was a little bit deeper, but I got a little bit of that high-pitched tones, you know what I'm saying? But this brother here speaks wisdom, but he's got that nice, deep, you know what I'm saying? Just say it with me. You know what I'm saying? You know when you feel the vibration, the vibrato, you understand? But he speaks wisdom with it as well. So I want you to welcome to my stage, Corey Black, baby. Sir, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
God damn. Bro, listen, hey, my sound was all the way up, bro. What?
Maybe mine too loud, my bad. Hold on, let me see.
Bro, you need to step away from the mic, bro. That's deadly. You there, bro?
You checking the DMs.
You checking the DMs?
Got about 1,000 of them.
Bro, Hey, I was saying that his voice was deep, but yeah, that vibrato was doing a lot, bro. That's doing a lot. I'm sure he'll come back. We'll hit him up again in a second. The ladies are already chatting already. All right, cool. Let me bring on my OG. You know what I'm saying? This is my star quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He be doing bits on the field. I know you guys love him. He's a straight shooter. You know, when he shoots, he don't miss. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give a big round of applause. You know what I'm saying? I know you can't really hear you, but you know what I'm saying? You know. Okay, to my main man, Sean, baby. Jeez, Captain. Wow, the setup is mad.
What's good? What's good, family? No, listen, man, love having some more dudes on the platform. But I got to say, J-Dub, I feel like you might be encroaching on my territory a little bit. I had the bald head beard thing going. Now you kind of in my territory, but there's room for you, bro. There's room for you, and I see you out here. I respect you. Much respect to Corey. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna hold it down here. Unlike J-Dub, my DMs are ajar. My DMs are ajar.
I love that. Man, okay, guys, listen, we've got a fantastic live for you today. We're going to be talking about, obviously, Put a Ring, Season 2, Episode 6, right? And so some of the things have happened on this particular episode that we're going to talk about, okay? First of all, I want to open up the story or open up the stage or open the conversation up, and let's talk about Eric and Jess, right? Because I know we're going to leave the main squeeze to the very end, okay? So Eric and Jess are our main two we're going to be talking about today. I want to ask this question. Okay? It's a bit of a lead-on question, but I'm gonna ask the question: should Jess be going on another date with Sean when Sean has expressed his feelings for her now, if she wants to show that she is committed to Eric, since the fact that they already have issues with trust in the relationship? Should Jess go on another date with Sean, knowing that Sean has expressed his feelings for her, and she wants to show Eric that she's trustworthy, especially after what they've been through in the last few years? I'm asking that question to you guys, and then you can answer about how you feel about the couple after you answer that question. So I'm going to start, first of all, with Chef J. I want you to chef it up for us, Chef J. Okay, sizzle it up in the pan for us and open it up for us, sis.
I am not going to be the ladies' favorite tonight when I come at this because I'm going against all of us. But no, she shouldn't have. I say this because you guys already have communication issues. And so this is only going to make it worse. You don't want him, I'm going to fast forward to the end. You don't want him asking you multiple questions about what's going on in your day. So with that, stop giving him reasons to ask so many questions. Just go ahead, work on your relationship, work on your communication with the man if you want to be together with this man. I have so many questions from this episode. I just don't understand. It's like, he is bothered by the fact that you had went on and moved on with somebody a week after. You know this. And everything you do plays into that insecurity. You want to show him the rose. He's like, you don't even like flowers. But I like this one. Come on, why do you do this every week? You keep playing into his insecurities. Do you want this man or not? Do you want to be with him or not? I'm going to say it again. If you created an insecurity with the person, you cannot keep fueling that fire and expect it to go out. You have to help suppress the fire, smother the fire. And you do that by proper communication. You do that by making the person feel secure about your movements and helping them grow trust back into you. Trust is earned. It doesn't come into the situation and it's easily broken. So when you break it, you're not going to repair it totally, but you can do your best to get almost all of those cracks closed. Otherwise, just go your separate ways.
Okay, Chef J shopping it up straight away. Okay, I like the intros. Okay, she says no. Okay, does anybody have an opposing view to what Chef J has said? Do they have an opposing view to that, or do we all agree the sentiment? We've got two hands. Okay, I'm gonna go to It's J Dubs and then I'll go to you, Drew, after that. Okay, It's J Dub, you can unmute yourself and give us your rendition. What do you think? Oh, I can undo you. I can do it for you. Do you for it. You go for it, Cap.
Well, to answer that question, I'm gonna have to channel another guest. I know you didn't invite me, and I'm not supposed to invite another guest, but let me do it. I think we just got to go with the process. I'm gonna get my man Darian with everything. No, everybody should be dating. Everybody should continue on, and we just got to do this for the relationship. So the fact of the matter is, I'm personally a Dr. Nicole fan. I pretty much agree with everything she says, with the exception when she go into those riddles. So to me, if they're going on these shows, their relationship is in dire straits. So they have to do something different. They have to explore what they think, who they are, and all those things. I don't believe I'm gonna go with Chef J when we're gonna agree with about you do have to earn that trust back, but it becomes a certain point where you just do the best you can. You can't continue to feed those insecurities because that's exactly it. In most cases, it's a never-ending road. It'll never be enough. So as now we get deeper and deeper into Eric and Jessica's relationship, you see that he absolutely doesn't trust. Who would want to talk to someone who interrogates? It's like it's a motive when someone has a conversation. No, how's your day been? So where did you eat lunch again? Who were you with? What did you eat? Like, hey, we ain't talking. I'm in a police investigation. So you can't win with that. And to me, either Eric, which you see he has a problem of letting go when we see that hairline or the lack thereof. So either let Jessica go, or like Dr. Bishop Nicole said, you can't straddle on the fence. You're going to go forward with the relationship, go forward with the relationship. And if she steps out there and abuses your trust again, it ain't nothing to talk about. Walk. But she can't be on trial the whole relationship. And it's okay. Hey, you know what? I'm so damn, because men have a problem with that. You know, men can do all kind of infractions in a relationship. They want to be forgiven immediately. Everything wiped clean. A woman do something, they're going to hold their feet to the fire. So you with her, trust her, let her build the trust, work up to that point. If she breaks it, let her go. But don't keep her under the microscope or under the, I understand. But if it's too much, Eric just needs to let her go.
I appreciate it, J Dubs. By the way, guys, we have to leave Eric's hairline where his hair is, okay? Any comments about hairline must be linked to behavior. Just because I don't want to be going on someone's hairline, okay? The brother's trying out here, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, J Dubs. We appreciate you, bro. Drew, hit the point. What's your point in regards? Thank you, J Dubs. It was actually good points there. I heard some good solid points there as a counter to what Chef Jay said. Drew, talk to me. What are you saying?
I mean, Jay basically said everything that I wanted to say. The only thing I would add to that is, in a regular context, I would say no. But because of the premise of the show, I absolutely don't see anything wrong with her continuing to date Sean, especially because she was open about the date. She was open about his intentions. And so she's making it clear where she stands, where he stands. And I think that's what the process is about. And that's totally fine, in my opinion.
Okay, short and sweet. Okay, fair enough. All right, let me get another perspective on this. Chris Natha, jump in for me. What's your thoughts around, should Jess be going on a date with Sean, knowing that he now has expressed feelings for her? Should she go on a date with him again?
Normally, I would say yes. Because I said yes when Laronda went on several dates with the same person. However, I'm actually going to say no. Only because one of their biggest issues, her and Eric, is trust. And I know the premise of the show is to date other people. However, I don't think you're supposed to date somebody so much to the point where you want to leave with them. I mean, if you want to after the show, fine. But I think the goal is to discover some things that maybe you haven't focused on or haven't come into the surface yet, and then work on those things. And so it actually makes a lot of sense why Jessica wants to go on another date with Sean. It makes a lot of sense. He gives her all the attention she wants. He gives her all the compliments, and we know she needs her attention, right? And also she enjoys making Eric jealous. So it fits, it works. However, if her and Eric wants to actually get to the bottom of their issue, it's important that she and him start to really have these difficult conversations and decide, what are we going to do? Are we going to deal with this trust factor? Are we going to forgive the past? Are we going to move forward, or are we going to go our separate ways? So they need to really start exploring that more. So for that reason, I would say no, she shouldn't go on another date with Sean, because Sean, he was doing the most. Like, he said that, oh, I see you. I see you. How you see her? Oh, from the inside, though, from the inside. Sir, how? Where? When? I'm just trying to understand. So I have questions. How, Sway? I have questions, right? So I don't get it. He was rubbing on her. There was just the boundaries, right? Complimenting, fine, but it's like, okay, we're skipping down the hill. I'm kissing your hand. Oh, let me rub on you while you put on this sweater. Dude, back up. It's not that deep. So I just thought it was a lot. Jessica might enjoy it because she likes the attention, but I just thought it was a lot. So I would say no. Okay, so that's me. I'm Chris Natha, and I'm done for now. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Chris Natha. Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. He was throwing some moves. You know what I mean? He tried to do that. He tried to break the touch barrier to see how it would be. See how she would react. And I think he was doing all right. He rubbed it once. She was okay. He rubbed it twice. I think she was okay. And then he went for a third rub, and she was a bit like, okay, you're doing a bit much. You know what I mean? He just went a little bit above the board. You know what I'm saying? He needs to know when to stop. You know what I mean? So I hear what you're saying, Chris. Now, I hear what you're saying. All right, locked and loaded. You want to jump in? You're looking like you want to jump in. Oh snap!
I'm chomping at the bit over here.
Okay.
You know, listen, J Dub, we cool. You know what I mean? We go back to Miss Misha, but I got a different perspective, bro. I got a different perspective. You know, like when you think about how Jessica has interacted in her dates from day one, I don't see a difference, right? And then all of a sudden, this dude Sean comes along, and he's doing pretty much the same. Actually, he's more forward than the other dudes that she's dated. Went on those first dates with have been, and then Money hits her with the "I see you." I see you. What do you see? Tell me. I want you to elaborate on what you see, bro. Besides that beautiful body, that beautiful face, what do you see? And she's just soaking it up like a dry sponge. Oh, he sees me. What did he see? Did he explain to you? Did he explain to you, Jess, what he actually saw? You know, and this is where we get in that, and I know that people gonna not like what I got to say, but this is where the depth comes in for me, right? You are so easily swayed, or it's either she's so easily swayed, or she is so craving that attention and validation that she is willing to take this dude, up on his offer and go out with him again. Now, again, I don't disagree that she should continue dating and getting different perspectives, but what is he giving her? Right? What is he giving her that's different? Oh, he doesn't. The dude told you he likes you. So now he told you he likes you. After 2 dates, he's all over you, telling you he sees you. Where are you being able to decipher and discern who's right and who's wrong for you? Right? How are you going to be able to make good decisions in a dating situation? Not to mention that you got some issues, some trust issues in your relationship as is. Right? But you just love it. She almost just perks up every time she gets a compliment. Every time somebody feeds her ego, she just perks up and she loves it. She loves to make him a little jealous, loves to make Eric a little jealous, right? And not excusing him, Eric definitely comes with some opportunities and issues. But for Jess, I need her to see beyond the first glance, the first remark. Get to know somebody. Really suss them out before you're ready to jump on that bandwagon. That's it for me.
Okay. It's getting spicy. It's getting spicy. I know Jay does want to reply to that. I'll give you a chance. I'll give you a chance. You hold that thought. I will let you return to that. Bree, talk to us, man. What you saying?
Oh man, Everybody made great valid points. Ugh. I feel like it's a yes and a no. It's like I can't pick one. And the reason why I'm saying yes is to kind of see if this is the type of man that you want, someone who is more forward, someone, I think he was saying something like he be like, oh, he said something about like when you know, you know. So that is a whole nother situation. But just see like this is the type of man who says he wants me, he's going to claim me, and he wants to be with me. So kind of, I guess, say yes to kind of see how him and Eric differ in how a man really wants to pursue you. And then no, on the other hand, because you probably don't even really like him. You just like him for the compliments and the attention that he gives you. So that's not even good because you're leading him on. And then no, because you do want to work on your relationship and your communication. So that's why I can't pick an answer really, because it's like a yes and a no for me. So, but everybody made good points. I understand each and every one's viewpoints.
Okay, I appreciate that, Bree. Thank you. I hear you. So you're seeing a bit of both. Fair point. Fair point. I can understand that. I can understand that. Corey, you there? Have we still got you, Corey? Have we got Corey? I don't know if we have Corey. Okay. It's J Dubs. Hit it for us. You wanted to reply to what Sean has said, I'm guessing. Go for it. I need to unmute you. Go for it.
Brother Sean, I definitely, that's what we're here for. We both got beards and bald heads, but we may have different perspectives. And a note, I just want to simplify it so much. And this is definitely, I'm going to put a disclaimer, it's not to devalue Jessica, but she's classified, let's call her an Insta-baddie. They met in the DMs, so they didn't have a wonderful emotional connection. Or Eric saw he liked her pictures and he slid in the DMs. How much depth could their relationship actually have? And it appears that the looks, or to have that, I guess, I don't know. To me, she leads with her body. Like, you can see the way she dresses. Like, I'm gonna say provocative, but it's kind of like skimpy with the half shirts and the tights and all those things. You know, she's young. And how much depth could we actually have? So, what's the problem? What do you think the connection really could be? And as we see now, he's an NFL player, or a former NFL player, and she immediately moved to another NFL player, as Eric said, within a week. So we can kind of see where her motives are. And now I get a clear picture. Eric just has every right not to trust her, but he can't hold her captive. He has to understand what he has and who he's dealing with. It's plain to see, but you know, he just has to realize what he will deal with or what he won't deal with. And I'm shocked. I just got to throw this in there. They just keep popping. Everybody pop up with kids. Like, oh, yeah, I got a 13-year-old. I got a 8-year-old. I'm like, I never heard anybody talk about family or how important it was. But I said my piece.
I hear that, J Dubs. I actually hear that. I hear that. Good points as well. Chef J, you wanted to jump in? Go for it. Appreciate J Dubs.
J Dubs, it's all love, baby. I'm gonna let you know this before I go. Nah, okay, so I'm just gonna go back to the beginning where you was talking about the interrogation thing or whatnot. If you notice the way Eric and what is her Leilani, whatever his date name is, how they were communicating. He was question after question after question after question. This is his brother's. This is how he talks. That's his thing with the questions or whatnot. When you have done something wrong, those questions now become a problem. In the beginning, it's okay. I'll answer all your questions. I'll give you whatever you want. I'll say whatever you need and whatever stuff. But when I have done something wrong and I have scarred you, now everything becomes interrogation. It doesn't have to be interrogation. If I answer your question and you go to another question and I can answer that question too. If I don't have nothing to hide, I should be able to answer every question that you ask me with no problem. When I have something to hide, or I want you to feel some type of way, I might not have nothing to hide, but I want you to feel some type of way. I'm trying to control this moment. Then I start playing these little games. I know I used to do these things. So I know how that works. Like Okay, you asked me a question. I just don't want you to have the upper hand on me. So I go ahead and I'll sit here and make it seem like something else is going on by not answering your questions. That now becomes a problem because I'm just feeding into that constant insecurity that you already have. And my question again is, what's the point of doing that if I'm trying to marry you? This is her saying that she wants to marry him, that she wants the ring. So what's the point of feeding into his insecurities if that's what you want? You want the security of a relationship, of a marriage. Give him security that you're going to be there in the marriage just with him. That's all I have to say on it.
Okay. I'm seeing two different. Okay, the conversation's flavorsome. Let me get someone else in part of the panel, right? I want to ask because obviously Chef J is kind of taking a conversation where actually I like where it's gone to because we're asking now the question about Eric, because the word said was Eric is interrogating, okay, all right, interrogating, and I want to just like kind of I don't know, whatever you call it. You want to just put something in there to say, obviously, when we watched the show, when he was talking to Lalana, it might have been the way they edited it, but I think they edited it that way on purpose to show us he kind of does interrogate in the way that he kind of asks question after question after question, and it's quite drilled in the way he asks question after question. Like he's inquisitive, but it's not conversational. It's more like I need to find out these facts about you and then build up a picture and I'll make a quick decision about you. That's how it looked like with the Lalana situation. So, but that's how I saw it. But I want to ask some of the panelists, how did you see how do you see his interaction with Lalana? And also, do you believe that he was interrogating Jess? Yes or no? That's your thoughts. We're going to bring you in. So let me get Drew back in. Drew, talk to me. Did you feel like Eric is interrogating Jess? When the cameras are off,
For me, I would have to say it's not what Eric says, it's how he says it.
Okay.
He has a way in which he speaks. He's very blunt. He doesn't have any grace, and he does ask a lot of questions. I don't think he intentionally intends for it to come across as an interrogation, but from my point of view watching, it absolutely does. In the case of, I believe her name was Leilani, it was okay because he just met her. So, okay, you're trying to get to know someone. It's all right to ask a bunch of questions. But if I'm in a full-time relationship with you, we've been together for a while, I come home, I don't want you. Where were you? What were you eating? What were you doing? How old is this guy? Does he have any kids? That's too much. And that's what she said. It became very annoying. And then she got annoyed. And of course, this is why he says she's not a good communicator. I actually think it's the opposite. I don't think Jessica is the best at communicating, but I also don't think Eric is the best communicator. I think he thinks he's great, but I don't think he's the best communicator.
Fair enough. Good point, Drew. I hear that. Chris Nufford, do you want to jump back in for me?
Absolutely. Well, the thing is too, because they have this issue of trust, I think it's going to always look like interrogation because they haven't resolved it.
Okay.
Now, exactly what Drew said, the way he asks questions, I'm not going to lie. It would be annoying to me too, because I like conversation, not just what did you do today? What time did you wake up? What color was your blouse? What time did you get out the car? What time did you have lunch? I'm like, dude, leave me alone. Right? So it can be annoying. However, so he has to kind of learn the art of conversation. But because of the trust factor already, I could see that feeling as an interrogation. And also when he does ask Jess questions, I wonder if he asks her questions and then asks her similar or the same questions again, maybe a little later. Is he trying to see if her answers are the same? Is he trying to see if there's a lie or a slight change in response? I don't know, right? So that's an interesting concept as well. But I could see why it would feel like an interrogation, but I think the trust factor makes the whole situation a lot. It zeroes in on the issue. It zeroes in on the issue for sure.
Totally hear that. Bree, you wanna add to that? Is Eric being an interrogator, or is there something different that's going on?
With Jess, yeah, I do believe that he is an interrogator because he does not trust her fully still. And I can understand Jess's point of view because that can be very annoying. And it actually pushes a woman away from a man because it's it's pretty much a turn off at that point. And so that's probably why she probably is probably going to go out with Sean next week if she does. And as far as with Leilani, I felt those were good questions that he asked. I do agree with Drew. It's how he asked the questions, but I didn't really see anything wrong with it. You're just trying to get to know someone and trying to see, you're gathering data to see if that person would make a good match for you. So that's kind of what he was doing. He was just trying to gather data. I didn't agree with him, like them kind of flirting and him touching her hand and stuff. That was disrespectful because you are in a relationship. Now, if you're single, there's nothing wrong with flirting, but not like that when you're in a relationship. So he does interrogate Jessica because he doesn't trust her and he really needs to get out of that. My thing is, why be with someone if you don't trust them? And that goes for both of them. It's just a waste of time. But with Leilani, he just needs to chill. I know he's attracted to her, but, you know, really get to know somebody based on them and not so much their physical attributes.
I mean, and just two points to what you just said there. The first one being obviously, I totally hear you about the flirting stuff. Are we also feeling some type of way about the way that Jess also was flirting a couple episodes ago as well, touching on man's abs?
Oh yes, I didn't agree with that when she was touching that guy's chest when they were working out. Yeah, that was wrong.
Stroking that waterfall. Yeah. And part two is what you said as well. I'm gonna ask it to you, Brie, as well, since you're the one that last spoke. What depth did he see in Leilani, please? If he couldn't understand what she was saying.
Oh, yeah. She, I mean, he asked her, well, she talked about she was married before. I mean, that's an interesting conversation. And then he said something about, oh, she said they grew apart. So he's like, well, if you're married, how could you guys grow apart? And so she kind of broke it down to him, you know, why it didn't work, and about her son and everything. I think she has a son. So I felt like that was a teeny bit of depth. It's, you know, she talked about why they divorced. It's, you know, in a marriage, you grow apart, I guess. That's in her viewpoint. So I kind of can see why he would be interested in her. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm divorced and nothing after that. She did like explain after he asked her a question from that sense. And also, too, he did ask, well, do you ever want to get married again? And she's like, well, I'm not looking for it right now. I've already been there and done that. So she kind of elaborates on her answers. It's not just a one answer type deal.
I hear that. Thank you, Bree. Corey Blake, welcome to the conversation, bro. I know you had some technicalities, man. No worries at all, bro. It's good to see ya. How you doing? You right?
I'm good, man. Can you hear me now?
Oh my gosh.
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you, sir. You're all up in my ears, bro.
Turn it down. Let me say it.
No, you don't turn it down. You're good. It's just that your voice is deep. There's nothing you can do. I appreciate it, bro. We wanted to obviously we're just talking about Eric and Jess, and we are talking about the fact that obviously Eric was labeled as an interrogator, and I think Dr. Nicole kind of, you know, was trying to explain it to him. He technically actually didn't deny he was an interrogator. He actually just kind of redirected it. He actually just kind of said, you know what, what's wrong with me asking questions? He actually probably didn't see the issue behind some of his questioning. But I want to get your opinion on it between Eric and Jess. Was Eric an interrogator? Was he interrogating Jess? And you can talk a little bit more about Eric and Jess and what your thoughts are on the actual couple. Flow on, bro.
As the jealous type, someone mentioned that Jessica really plays into that. I don't think that's fair as well. I think Eric has some insecurities. He tries to hide them, but it comes out in his interaction with Jessica. He has a lifestyle, you know, when he plays football. So he's accustomed to that lifestyle. So because he's accustomed to a lifestyle, every pretty girl he sees, he feels that he can get with. So to me, I think his dynamic with Jessica, first of all, and then Jessica knowing that he wants to smash someone else and wanting to marry that says a lot about her. There's some internal hurt that's going on with Jessica. I'm not sure. She does give me a vibe of a possible late bloomer, which maybe in, you know, middle school, high school, she may not have gotten the attention that she wanted. Now that she's blossomed, now that she's, you know, gotten herself together, now she's getting that attention that she so desperately needed at an earlier age. So I think it caused problems with her and her relationship. That's my take on that.
Hey man, I hear that. Okay, big time. We didn't actually get to hear the first part of your answer. I think it just kind of cut. So what's your thoughts on Eric's interrogation? Is he interrogating or nah?
Definitely he's interrogating because he's insecure. So I mean, that's just a simple answer right there for me. You know, he's very insecure when it comes to her. Like he plays on, I don't have a problem with her going on a second date. She can go on a third date. That's fine. But it's really a problem for him.
Okay. I appreciate it, Corey. Good points. Okay, cool. All right. Cool. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. That's been a really good conversation there. I guess you know, with Jessica and Eric as well. You know, we know that obviously Sean was doing all the I see you stuff and everything like that. I guess my final kind of thing, I want to get everyone's brief kind of points on this. Dr. Nicole spoke about how they are doing la tete. Now, if you know what that means tit for tats. Okay, when they're doing la tete, they're doing tit for tat. And I kind of actually, you can kind of see it in the way that they speak about their dates, right? But I want to ask you guys, what is the detriment to a relationship when people do tit for tat? Like, what is wrong with that? Like, what can happen to your relationship if you are to do tit for tat when you're? Because obviously, I can see them both rejoicing when they tell each other about their dates. But is there really a problem behind doing that? Like, is there a big deal that comes with that? Sean, you've raised up from your seat, but like, Jesus Christ, go for it, bro.
Yeah, that becomes the petty wars. You know what I mean? And when a couple is based on what they're saying at a point where they're considering marriage, and you get off track focusing about trying to outdo each other, rather, you're focusing on the wrong things, right? That the things should be the things that are going to bring you together. There's enough things out here that we face in relationships that are going to nip and tear at that relationship. The last thing you want to do is to encourage a space and an environment where you two are at each other's neck constantly with these slight little nips, right? It's like unnecessary. It's like death by 100 paper cuts, right? You know, it's just unnecessary, and it withers away at their relationship. So, you know, so that's what I see as that. And it really doesn't allow them to really together go deep, because they're all focusing about so many of the things. So I definitely see that as a problem. I see that as a constant each week in their relationship, where they're kind of looking to outdo each other, one up each other, and they're making these major decisions based off of what the other is doing versus what's going to be the right thing for their relationship.
Cool. I love that, Sean. Thank you. I'm going to take two more speakers on this issue, but I want to ask a question. I want to tailor it a little bit. Who here has done tit for tat? And I don't mean just once. I mean in an extended period of time in their relationship, and can speak to this. Chef J, you raised your hand. You want to fry the pan again? Go for it, sis. I want to get someone's personal kind of experience of it, so people can understand maybe how people get involved in this and why they get involved in it. Do you know what I mean? Go for it, Chef J.
You know, I did this back in the day, especially in relationships that I didn't care about, so to speak. I didn't really care or see going the long distance. I'm gonna tell my age on this one, but that Mad TV Spy versus Spy, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, is, you know, you just keep trying to one up the person. And you just keep going back and forth. You drop the bomb, so I'm gonna drop a bomb. You send a missile, I'm gonna send something back. Like, it's crazy. And what happens is, when they're not doing something, in your head, they're doing something. So you're trying to now outdo them by going to do something before them, to try to match your emotions behind whatever there is that they're going to do or not going to do. So you're sabotaging your own relationship now at this point, because this person could potentially have stopped doing things, decided they're going to be the bigger person and stop being petty with you, yet you're still doing the petty stuff or whatnot, and you're self-sabotaging the relationship. Now, if you want to be in this relationship, it makes absolutely no sense. But if you want out, you know, continue to play the game. I mean, at the time, it was fun. You know, I'm competitive, so going back and forth sometimes it's fun. But when you genuinely want to be with a person, it serves nobody in it. You're just like constantly hurting yourself. You know, you're gonna just keep running into the same wall, same wall, same wall, and it makes no sense. And every time I heard Dr. Nicole speak on it, when she was saying that you're basically doing the same thing, all I can think is that line out of Isley Brothers, "At your best, I'm just a mirror of what I see. So whatever you give me, I'm going to reflect back to you. So if you hurt me, I'm going to hurt you or whatnot, instead of being that thing that you want, that you really want in a relationship. Instead of me showing you what I really want or showing you what I need from the relationship, I'm going to just show you what I get from you. And after a while, it just becomes toxic. And seriously, like, you both just like should go your separate ways at some point, because it's not going to get better. It's just going to continue to get worse. You're going down a rabbit hole.
Well cooked up, Chef Jay. Well cooked up. Take one more speaker on this. If you want to answer that question about why do we do la tete? Why do we do why do we do tit for tat? If anyone wants to answer, one more person, you can just raise your hand. If you want to open your mic, go for it, Corey. You go for it.
Okay, so for me, I did tit for tat, when I was younger. And what I found out is that it has a short lifespan, because usually people can dish it, but they can't take it. So it's not going to last for a long period of time. You have probably 2 or 3 exchanges, then someone's going to be fed up with it, be like they're going to be done with the relationship. So it's not something that really lasts that long for me. So, but that's the effect of it that I got from it. Doing it gets you nowhere.
Now, you said quickly, just press on that. You said obviously you did it when you were young. What was the motivation? What were you trying to achieve?
Well, I thought that she was playing games with me, so I tried to get, be in her sport, do what she does, so she could feel the effects of it. And she actually did feel the effects of it, because she was done at that point. Because it's different when the other person's doing something that you can't see until you see them doing what you're doing. So that was the effect.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Well summed up. Yeah, guys, I appreciate that section there. We've ended with Erica and Jess. Good points from everybody, and good conversation there. I want to shift it now to Laronda and Sean, because there was some interesting stuff that was happening with these two. I think they had some. I wish they had shown more of their conversation before her date, right? Because that conversation was going to be a storm. Right, because they had just got to they were just starting to creep into some really, I guess, good conversation around how they fight, how they conversate. He mentioned some stuff which was kind of up in the air. I have to kind of take a little bit of a pinch of salt so far when he said about the FaceTime and you and 2 men out in the room. I was like, at first I was like, girl, what you got 2 men in the room? And I said, but it could be a meeting. It could have been anything before we jumped down the conclusion. And the mere fact that she actually put the FaceTime on and knew that 2 guys were behind her doesn't sound like Laronda. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she's going to be smart about it, I think she might try it. Well, then again, who knows? She might try that. Maybe part of her smart game. Who knows? Let me not try to think for her. But I want to ask you guys your particular thoughts, especially around the conversation where they had before she went on a date, about the way that they fight. I don't know if you guys saw that part, right? She said, when you poke and prod, and he was saying, you basically, when you're you don't tell me things, basically he was saying, you don't be honest, and you don't be proactive with your truth. Okay, I want to kind of get you guys' thoughts around some of that discussion on that point there. I won't go to Drew, because Drew will be saying to me now, Drew's her first, but I'm gonna go to Drew anyway. Drew, go on, hit us up, baby.
Okay, for me, this conversation proved that you really have to deal with your insecurities on your own before getting into a relationship. Because much like with Eric and Jessica, I think this is the source of the problem. It's just that it comes out in different ways. So with Sean being so adamant about her being information specific, her response to that was, even when she's specific, she feels like as long as he doesn't believe what she has told him, he still will come to the conclusion that it's a lie. So she's now in between a rock and a hard place, because no matter what she says, no matter how she justifies it, no matter how specific she gets, if he thinks it's a lie, it's a lie. So she's in a tough spot with him. And I found that so interesting from their conversation. And she just looks over it. Especially when she said, be as unsafe as you want to be. I was like, okay. His voice got really small. And he was like, but I'm just saying. Like, he used a very baby voice. I was like, poor Sean. He ain't ready for this. He is not ready.
Good points there, Drew. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Yes. Let me go, Chris Natha. Drop to me. What are you saying, man?
It was a very interesting conversation. I feel like Laronda was either holding back or she was completely done with this conversation, but she didn't look like herself. She's like, okay, I'm just here because I have to be here. But with that conversation, it's kind of tricky because we know from the beginning, Sean has been doing the most. We know that he couldn't handle her going on a date. He's checking her clothing all the time. He's making fun of her dates. He's throwing up, getting sick. So we know that he has insecurities. However, when he brought up the situation with Morocco, I understood his concern to an extent because, of course, it's like, who are these people? Did they go on the trip with you? Are you safe? X, Y, and Z. However, I think the bigger issue about the Morocco situation is that Sean probably didn't trust Laronda in a room with two guys because he probably doesn't trust himself in a room with two women. We know he has a history of cheating, so that could be part of it as well. He did say something that was interesting when Laronda asked him, how can she be an active communicator? And he said that he needs upfront information from her. He doesn't just want it. But he also said that when they need to fight fair. And he says that Laronda, she's more toxic than him, something along those lines. So I'm not sure exactly what he meant. So I don't think we're getting a full scope of what their arguments look like or what their disagreements look like. So I would love to see how she really acts when she's mad and how he really acts when he's mad. Because, you know, we're getting the toned down TV version. So I think the conversation was necessary, but I thought it was a little strange. It felt like they couldn't fully be themselves or they were holding back on what they were sharing. And so with Laronda, I think it was fair for Sean to ask her, hey, if you're going out, let me know. But I think it might be a little bit more than that with him. He might be like, when you get to the stoplight, text me. When you get inside, text me. When you go to the bathroom, text me. When you're leaving, text me. And then when you get home, wake me up. Right? We don't know how extreme the instructions are. Right? I'm just saying. So it's just hard to kind of gauge it. But I do think communication clearly needs to make sense for the both of them, but the insecurity has to be definitely dealt with as well.
Good points, Chris Nathan. Good points in there as well. Thank you. Good points. Let me get HJ Dubs because he'd be killing me with his facial expressions. So, bro, you cannot hide what you're thinking. Bro, go for it, man. Tell us what you're thinking.
That's right. I can't hide what I'm thinking. I'm full of emotions. I'm an energy person. And what I got from Laronda, she was containing her rage. If you listen to Sean, he said, hey, normally you explode, and sometimes he shuts down. So her speaking in that manner with the eyes open and looking, she was containing her rage for the camera. She didn't want to explode on him. I don't think she was checked out, but she was very frustrated. And in Sean's case, I believe we have another interrogator on our hands. As I said, yes, as a man, and some women may understand it or comply or go with it or go along. They may assist with information and checking on your well-being or making sure you're okay. Because again, as men, we are protectors. So if the person is our person, we care about where you are, who you're with, are you safe, and all those things. But I do believe there is some type of extent where we're going beyond something that's rational. And of course, I believe that Sean crosses those boundaries. However, on my channel, my motto is say what you say. So just a disclaimer, everybody's different opinions. It's like a beautiful rainbow. I welcome it. I love to hear it and feed off each other. So I'm not going to play and act like it's okay for my woman to be in a hotel in Morocco and you're going to put it on me like, oh, you just have trust issues. I don't want to hear that. I don't want you. I don't know the. I don't gotta. If I know the dudes, I don't want you in a hotel. Go in the conference room if you haven't. Not a hotel room. There are such things as boundaries,
True.
And some people have them. Some people have different views of them, and some people's don't align. So we always have a lot of confusion and problems. So but just for us to say like, well, it's Sean. He's so insecure. Why would his lady is in Morocco with two guys that he doesn't know, and just by you showing, oh, that's transparency. No, you can be in a strip club. I showed you, I'm in the strip club, so we're good, right? No, we're not good. We're in a relationship. You want to be single, be by yourself. It's okay. Well, let's have a free relationship. But yeah, we got a little toxic circle going in there. We got some codependency. We got some insecurities. We got a whole lot of things that haven't been addressed, and that's what I'm gonna say about that.
Good points there, bro. Good points there. It's J-Dubs. I love that. Let me compound it in the misery and add Sean to the conversation, because I know you're not going to be feeling two people in a hotel. What's your thoughts there, Sean? Two men in a hotel, is that acceptable? Is there a reasonable excuse as to why someone's got two people in a hotel?
Yeah, no, that doesn't work for me at all. That's a deal breaker. We don't even need to have any more conversations. If you don't know how to move differently than that, we don't need to be together. I'm good. You feel that's a priority for you to be moving like that with two dudes in a room, you're in some travel club, vacate by yourself. I am vacating the scene. I'm out. Doesn't work for me. No need to even go back and forth. Godspeed.
I knew she would come in with absolute smoke. I love it. Bree, let me get your thoughts, and then I'm going to get Corey after. What's your thoughts? I mean, that
Looking at Sean. I feel like the editing was bad during that scene. We honestly don't know the full story. And you know how Sean is. He can exaggerate. But no, she should not be in a room, because you know how he is. No, she should not be in a room with two guys, but she was in her travel group. And I did understand when he did say, you come telling me you're going to Morocco and it's like 2 days later you're going. She didn't give him enough time to mentally prepare, knowing how he is, to be on this trip. So I do understand that. And there definitely has to be boundaries in your relationship. And however, there could have been her homegirls in the travel group in the room. Maybe he just didn't see it in the camera frame. And that's why I'm saying, like, we don't really know the whole story. And Sean exaggerates a lot of the times. I don't think it's like a deal breaker to just completely cut somebody off because you see two dudes in the back that are in her travel group. I think they should have really talked about it. And yes, you can say this made me uncomfortable. But maybe her girls, she probably like, oh no, so-and-so is right here. You just didn't see them. So I just think we need to really know the whole story. I think Laronda does have a side to her that we haven't seen yet. Sean was insinuating. So I just wish they edited that scene a lot better so that we know the full scope of the story. I don't really want to get too hard on Laronda because I just feel like some things are missing from that. And we know how Sean is, but I definitely agree that she should definitely give him notice about certain things way ahead of time. And if she knows he feels a certain way, you really shouldn't have dudes in the back, your friends, knowing that would kind of set him off. So that's kind of my thoughts on it.
I hear that still. The optics look bad with the two guys in the room. The Bible says, what I'm saying, flee from all appearances of evil. Appearances, guys, sometimes it just looks bad. Just don't be in it. You know what I mean? Sometimes just don't be in it. You know what I mean? Corey, hit us up for us, man. What are you saying? That conversation between obviously Sean and Laronda, they were talking about fighting fair, and he was speaking about how she was speaking about how he prods and pokes, whatever, etc., etc. Like, what was your thoughts around that kind of conversation before she went on her date with Derek?
I think Sean, man, he's just giving me punk vibes, to be honest with you. Like, for me, Laronda is in charge of that relationship. Let's be clear. but LaRonda's in charge of that relationship. And I want to go a little bit in depth why I say that before I answer the question. So to me, the whole thing about the two men being in the bedroom, in the hotel room, that was a tester. Okay. How are you going to react? How are you going to respond? I think in every relationship, both parties need to understand that the other party is willing to leave. If you do the wrong thing, he's willing to leave. Now, I think in this situation, I think that she was looking for something from Sean that he probably didn't give her. But these dates he's going on, the reason why he's not going any further with these dates is because he doesn't have anyone to take care of him like LaRonda's doing. That is hard to get. It's hard to get a woman who sees what you're trying to do, sees your struggle, and still wants to be there by your side, even if you keep falling day after day, time after time. He has some financial issues. So he doesn't, it's kind of hard to find someone else that's going to do that for you. But as far as his interaction with LaRonda, he's insecure because of that. He's questioning her. He's having all these problems that he comes out with when it comes to her because he doesn't want to lose her in the end. So, just as my take on it.
I hear you about the tester thing, hear you about the tester thing. People do that, I hear that. Okay. I'm hearing you. Obviously, let me ask another question and get you guys another thoughts around the Laronda and the Sean situation. Laronda obviously went on a date with Derek. And I want to kind of get you guys' thoughts, just initial thoughts in terms of how the date went, what you thought, Laronda's thoughts. Because obviously, I know she said obviously he became attractive. She doesn't usually. I was kind of shook because at first she said I've never really dated anyone as old as him. I was like, wait, does she date younger people or something? But I think she kind of cleared up later on that I think she just meant someone that's not as old as him. But I want to kind of get you guys' thoughts on Laronda's date with Derek. Because she didn't take too kindly to him. Do you know what I mean? I'm also getting a sense that this girl doesn't necessarily want to leave Sean either, unless it's for the perfect type of guy. Because even Sir James, I know we were gassing it up like Sir James. But I think she still wasn't really convinced even by Sir James. So I don't know. I want to get you guys' thoughts on her dates of late and what you think her thoughts are around these dates that she's having at the moment. Because at first I think we both said we were all kind of saying that she doesn't want to go on a dates because of Sean. But I don't know if there's something deeper that's going on there. So I want to get you guys' thoughts. Let me start off with Sean. Let me get you back in there, bro. Talk to me, bro. What's your thoughts? The way you're looking at me, Sean, is making me hurt. Go for it, bro.
Look, I said it from the beginning when we started doing reviews about LaRonda. She likes that the power dynamic of their relationship. I peeped it from very early on, and I was getting smoke. No, blah blah blah, blah whatever everyone had to say. So, but I'm telling you, it continues to rear its ugly head. She continues to dismiss anybody. Right? Anybody that even has an inkling of an option, that could be an upgrade for her from what she currently has, she puts them to the side, and then she puts it on Sean. I know his emotions and how he is. Yeah, but that's no new news. You're on the show, right? So you knew what you guys were getting into. So I think she loves the fact that she can wield that power aspect over his head. She said it from the very beginning. I just want him to marry me. I don't care about the money, because that's his supposed excuse, right? I want to make sure I'm a provider and, I want to be, make sure financially I'm in a better position. However, is that happening? What are you doing to level up to that? And when you think about her, she's content with the situation because she can pull his strings. You see how she plays those games? That's why I was cut and dry with it wouldn't work for me. It wouldn't work for me because the mere fact that you did that means that you have no respect for the relationship and you don't respect me enough to know how that just the optics of it would look. So there's no relationship going forward because we don't respect each other. Right. And for me, I've said it time and time again, it's the respect. Love is nice. It feels good. But I need you to respect me. I need you to hold it down. And I'm going to do the same for you. So her moves are showing me nothing but someone that's caught up in a cycle of, like J-Dub said, that codependency. Right. So they're both, enjoying the space that they're in. But it's unhealthy. Right. It's unhealthy. You could see it in her energy and his. So they need to figure out how they're going to move differently outside of this dating environment and dating space. They need to figure out what's going to work for each of them to have a healthy, long-standing relationship. So, those are my thoughts for her and him.
Appreciate that. Appreciate you even giving a solution at the end as well. Let me get one of the ladies in. Why? Let me ask a kind of a slightly different question. Why would let's say we're not saying it definitely is true, but that's what we're theorizing. Let's say Laronda does like the power dynamic. Why would she like the power dynamic as it is? Like, what would be her reasoning for liking that power dynamic? If anyone wants to answer for me, Chef J, go for it.
It's that old saying, he who has the goal makes the rules. I'm bringing the bread, the bacon, the house, the car, all the bills. I'm doing all of that, so I get to move how I want to move. It's basically explained here by Sean, by her saying that she gets to come and go, do whatever she wants to do without having to notify him or whatnot. So she likes that independence, that freedom of being single in a relationship. She likes being able to move, and basically, usually you'll see this in a man dynamic, because men usually be the one that are doing all the work in it. So, you'll have a woman sitting there, baby, why you ain't called me? Where are you at? How you ain't pick up the phone and stuff. That's usually that role. So the roles are changed in this particular atmosphere because she is the one who is making all the money. And so for her, is I'm making the money, I'm doing what I got to do, leave me alone. Long as the money is coming home, I'm providing for you, I'm here with you, you should be okay with this. Not necessarily saying that is her mentality, but that's what she's giving off. Circle back to Sean, though. My problem with that on the other flip side is this need to know where you're at and where you're going and what you're doing. That's not a need. Breathing is a need. Eating is a need. Living is a need. That's a want. And you want a person to communicate and have an openness with you in a relationship. But that's not a need. They don't need to do any of that for you. You have to be secure in yourself. You have to be whole and complete with yourself before you step into a relationship. So a person doesn't need to do anything for you. You need this woman way too much. You need her emotionally, you need her financially, you need her to be your mother, your babysitter, your sister, your brother, your cousin. Like, there's too many needs that you have for this woman. When he asked her, what do you need from me? She didn't say nothing. I don't know if it was an edit or anything like that, but she just jumped right into how do we fight fair? She's coming into this semi-complete. You're coming into this totally broken. It's a mismatch off bat. And so it's always going to be a problem with that or whatnot. Like, you're jabbing, you're passive aggressive, you're like making little comments underneath and stuff like that, showing your insecurities. So when it comes to this fight fair part, it's never going to be a fight fair because you want to say what you say and then shut down. And you keep doing that. You keep picking at somebody. Of course, they're going to explode. They're going to boil over. And they're going to be, you're not listening to me. So now I got to talk louder. They're going to be that type of personality. Or whatnot. If you ever watch Joe Buttons and his relationship with Tahiri back in the day, that was that dynamic. I'm going to talk low. I'm going to be nonchalant with everything and let you just keep going here. But really what you're doing is pacifying her because you're not answering any of her questions. You're not doing any back and forth so we can communicate properly. And you're just intensifying the situation by keep going down, shutting down more and more. I had somebody tell me back in the day, that's not going to be a way to have an effective communication if you just shut down. You have to talk to each other. And when she's asking you, how do we fight fair? You can't just sit there, my way is better. Your way is not. It has to be a balance. We have to be able to talk. I have to be here and you have to meet me here. I can't be this way or that way. We can't be tutoring. One shut down, one is elevated. One is elevated, one shut down. It can't be that. We got to come here and be able to talk across the board. Or we're always going to have a problem. So I'll just leave it at that for now.
Fair points. Fair points. Fair points. I hear that. Mandem, let me get you, Corey, into this conversation. Sean Laronda, man. Obviously, it's obviously a very difficult situation because I think obviously, like I think Chef Jay has pointed out, she seems to make the money. And on a live the other night, Sean was leaving the live as he was on heat that day because the girls already the questions were coming kind of thick and fast on that live with the girls, and he actually made a point as he's leaving. He said everybody feels insecure in the presence of a millionaire. So I don't know if Laronda is bringing in the cake like that. You know what I'm saying? But she may be bringing in the cake like that. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, you know, that's also part of the dynamic in terms of why she feels she doesn't have to answer. She's in sales as well. So I don't know. What's your kind of thoughts around that?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense if that's the case. If it's a situation where she is bringing in money like that, he desperately doesn't want to lose that. He wants to get his, you know, his feelings or his needs addressed. But in the long run, she really doesn't have to do it, and he's still not going to go anywhere. That's the sad part about it. He's kind of in this bubble. I think when he start, you know, making his own coin and, you know, start being able to contribute more than what he's doing, maybe his voice will be heard, or maybe he put a little bit more sternness in his voice, or believe in something that he's actually saying to her. But if he's saying things to her and she's not caring what comes out of his mouth, it's not gonna get anywhere. Point blank.
Totally hear that. Bree, what's your thoughts? Thanks, Corey.
Oh gosh, I totally agree with Chef Jay. Like everything she said, I just don't even have anything more to add. And it's so true when she said that it's not a need, it's a want that you have. And I totally agree. And first of all, he's not your husband. So right now it is a want. When you get to that threshold and you're married, that would be a need, but she's not his wife and he's not her husband. So I totally get that. I guess I don't really have much more to say. I felt like Jay really said it perfectly.
That's cool.
With it. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
That's cool, Bree. I appreciate it. Drew, jump in for me. What's your thoughts?
I feel like I've been a Laronda before in live, so I'm a bit.
Tell us about your Laronda experience. Go on.
It wasn't this extreme, y'all. Let me first say that, and it was too much for me. So I've definitely been in a situation where the guy was more of a, I guess, submissive, and because I have a more, I guess, a stronger personality. What happens in a context like that? It's kind of like when you work somewhere and the boss is constantly asking you to do all these extra things. If you don't set that precedent to be like, this is not okay, then it becomes a bit hard to switch the roles in the middle. You know, the expectation is already there. So for me, I think that's what's happening with these two. I definitely think they have love. I definitely think they care for each other. But I think she's so used to being the one in charge. She's so used to being the one making decisions. It's a bit weird now when he's just like, trying to put his foot down, like, you need to get back to me with specifics. I think in her mind, she's just like, I don't need to do shit. Like, no. So for me, that's just it with them. I think they need to work on their dynamics because, like Jay said, there's just a bit of imbalance there. But I definitely think that these two love each other. And out of all the couples, I think they have the highest chance of surviving till the end.
Good points, Drew. I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing that as well. J-Dubs, does money really give you that kind of power in a relationship? Does it really create that kind of power dynamic if you're making that much more money than your partner? Oh, sorry, I haven't unmuted you. My bad. Sorry.
Okay, I said that's a great question. I really believe most people believe that is the ruler of all things, but I'm not one of those guys. Meaning, if we're in a relationship, we're in a marriage, or what have you, I could be the breadwinner, you could be the breadwinner, but we're going to play our roles in the relationship. So if I'm making substantial amount of money and you suddenly get a raise, or you become the president of the United States, does that not make me the man or the head of the household anymore? No, it doesn't work like that. not for me anyway. I don't care if I have nothing. Not that I'm ever okay with not having nothing, but you can't control me with your money, your status, whatever the case may be. I'm going to be who I'm going to be. And that's something I believe Sean has accepted, and he's bought into it. And I get that, yeah, you would feel some kind of way, because you can see he has a problem with not earning or being in an unstable career. But as Sean said, what is he doing about it? I get that I'm not an entertainer, but I'm sure that's not starting out. It's not a stable career. However, you have to make the adjustments, whatever that means. If you got to go bag groceries or what have you until you can fund your dream, then so be it. But me, I don't see money like that, because if I have the money or whatever the case may be, I don't use it as a tool to overrule somebody or treat. I believe we have our roles, or we have our dynamics in the relationship. So I won't use that as an overbearance in the relationship at all. So again, because it could easily change, and that just doesn't mean our dynamics change because the money has changed. If we have an understanding, if we have a make of our relationship, it will continue regardless of where the money is. Because if I have something, if that's my person, you're welcome to it, and I won't use it as a weapon. So
Totally hear that. My final question to you guys. Oh, Chris Natha, did I get your opinion? Did I miss you out? Sorry, Chris Natha.
That's okay. I just think that there's a respect factor. If I don't check in with you and I'm in a relationship with you, it's because I don't respect you. I may like you, I may enjoy you, I may think you're fine, funny, sexy, all those things, but I may not respect you the way I should. I think this version of Sean serves Laronda. She gets to be in charge, she gets to be the leader, she gets to call the shots. I'm interested to see what the healed version of Sean looks like and whether or not that's going to work for her. Because the healed version of him, there's going to be a shift. And I'm not sure she's going to be ready for that. I know as a woman, most of us, not all, but most of us like to look up to the man that we're with. You know, feel like this is my man, like he got my back. If something happens, I can lean on him. She can't say that. And even he says she can't say that because he's insecure about so many things, right? And so once he levels up, will he still be okay with Laronda, or will he want a woman who will look up to him? So let's see what happens. But I think there's a respect factor for sure. And I just believe that love covers, period.
Love that point. Love does cover, and you're right. I think there's a respect issue there. I think the dynamics have been this way for such a long time. Laronda doesn't have to answer to him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't have to answer to him, and I don't think it's just a money situation. I think it's just the way he holds his own boundaries when it comes to the relationship. And I think Laronda's just like, listen, I don't have to do anything you say. Do you know what I mean? I don't have to yield myself. And I think that's why he was asking about her being proactive about where she is. I tell you this now, you can only do that when you're starting to have a lack of respect for that person, because you know that you can boss things. When you can boss things in such a way, like, I don't need to tell you where I'm going. Like, who are you to me to tell me where I'm going? Like, she can do that because the dynamics of the relationships have allowed it so. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Anyway, let me ask one last question to you guys, and I'll get only like 2 or 3 of you to answer this question. Maybe I'll get the men to actually answer this question specifically, because this is specific to the men. Dr. Nicole was talking about obviously Sean's trying to avoid going on these more dates with the females that he's kind of liking and stuff like that, right? I want to ask the guys here, you know what I'm saying? Do you see Dr. Nicole's point in terms of him being fearful about going on these dates and exploring and trusting himself, or do you see Sean's side of things where it's like, right, if I start to like someone else, I can end up doing a mad thing? And I know some of us have got some mad history, so you know, we've all lived a little bit of a life, innit? Which side do you fall on, if any, or do you see both sides of the coin? Corey, go for it. I see you there, bro.
Yeah, I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but I definitely see her point when it comes to Sean not wanting to go on these dates and giving them an actual true try. For me, it wouldn't be a problem. Um, Honestly, I just feel like in relationships, you're supposed to have complete trust with both parties, right? So if my girl and I are going through an issue, but I don't know if I want to propose to her or not, well, just say if I'm on this show, if I understand the process of this show, she can go out with whoever she wants to go out with. I'm gonna go out with whoever I want to go out with, because if that's going to be the determining factor, if you're going to leave me because you went on 4 dates, then we're not as strong as we thought we were. So I need to know that before I propose to you. Same thing for me. If I'm doing this, if I'm wilding out, if I'm going on these dates and I can't hold it together, then I'm not strong as you thought I was. So for me, I think there's just something that I think is a little petty, going back and forth about it. So yeah.
Appreciate the points, Corey. Let me get Sean. Let me get your viewpoint on this. Has Sean got a point, or does Nicole got a point? Which side you falling on, bro?
I mean, listen, I struggle to agree with him on anything. Just by the way he moves and the way he interacts in his relationship, it's just, not anything that I could ever see myself doing. However, he knows himself best, right? So if he's made the decision that he doesn't want to explore it any further with these other young ladies, for whatever reason he's choosing, I think let's just go with it, right? He would know if he had a real vibe with it and he wanted to risk continuing that, that seeing her, that relationship and that at that level. And if he's saying no, then he's liking what he has at home. Now, is it for the right reasons? I doubt it, right? I just think he likes the setup that he has. And no doubt, Laronda is a beautiful woman. Seems like she's, highly successful. And I don't think he wants to risk trying to find somebody else with all those components. What I'm seeing from him is he would rather just work on their relationship, right? Instead of exploring. And that's okay. Obviously this is a show, it's for entertainment. I feel like Dr. Nicole is spicing it up a little bit, just trying to, get him back out there so we can see another set of clumsy dates. That's just my humble opinion on that. But I think he's smart. For if he really wants to be with her, then he shouldn't continue to go out on these other dates if Laronda is the one that he wants to be with.
Totally hear you. It's Dubs. Jump in for me. What's your thoughts?
Well, as I said in the beginning, so everybody knows where my viewpoint is coming from. I am the president of the fan club of Dr. Nicole Bishop, MD. She can do no wrong. And she's right about Sean. He's not allowing the process, but rightfully so. Where is he going to find another woman who mothers him? She's going on a date. She's ironing this man's jeans for his date. And she rubs him and babies him and financially holds it down without holding him accountable. It's like, okay, it's not working out. When you going to get a job? So why would he want to go in? He can't find that starting over. Nobody's going to give him that. Because I actually like him and Brittany together. I thought they mesh. I thought he didn't give it a chance. And it's like two artists who understand each other. So they definitely connected, but he would not allow himself. Every time he felt or saw a connection, he backed off. And he would even verbalize it just right out front. So he won't allow himself to do it right. Because, hey, where am I going to find another Laronda? And Laronda is great. I believe she deserves better or a better version of Sean. But certainly he will not give anyone a chance. I don't care if it was a woman sent from heaven down to him. He's not going to accept it. He wants to be with Laronda. And in closing, in the words of Dr. Bishop Nicole, MD, I didn't understand. I was like, why somebody in a relationship, people in a relationship, why would you put them on this show to entice them and to get them to be with other people, to work on your relationship? Because normally when you put energy into other people, it weakens your connection with the person you're with. But Dr. Bishop Nicole, MD, put it plainly. She said, hey, this process is to learn where you're at, learn who you're with, and what you're about to do, in which direction you're going to go. It's that simple. I had no more questions after that because I questioned the whole process. To how could you be in a relationship, and the goal is to date more people to find out if we want to be together. So
I appreciate it, J-Dos. Appreciate it. Love the fact that man gives the proper reverence due. You understand? To Dr. Nicole. I love that, man. I appreciate that. No, I love that. I love that. All right, cool. Let's move on to the last couple then. This is the exciting part. Before we go anywhere, guys, please do like the live. It helps with the optics. Share it with a friend. I'm sure you got some friends there who are watching the show as well, who want to see some great content on Put a Ring as well on it as well. Okay, guys. And let's continue the show and have a good time. We're on the last couple now. We're on the last leg. Listen, this is the one that everyone wants to talk about. You know, this is the one that everyone's got something to say about. You know, this is Alexia and Darian. Okay, and there was quite a few things that were going on with these two. Okay, my first thing is the condo really the issue here? In fact, let me change it. I want to spice up the conversation a little bit. I want to spice it up a little bit. The ultimatum that was given by Darian when he said, for the condo, get rid of your best friend. I want to know your thoughts on that ultimatum that was given, because that was beautiful. I love the way he played it. I'm just saying, I think it was a little bit manipulative, but it was a great move. If you're a manipulator and you want to do checkmate, that's how you move the chess pieces across the board, guys. Just saying, that's the dark arts working in its full bliss. Let me get some thoughts on that. Let me get the ladies involved. Bree, talk to me, man.
Yo, Darian, he is a mess. Darian is full of it. And that, as you said, like, you try to manipulate her. Honestly, he doesn't care about that friend. Yeah, he's has heart emojis under her pictures or something on Instagram, but he's full of it. He knows that she doesn't want to give up that friend. So if I put out, hey, I'll get rid of the condo if you get rid of the friend, and she's like, no, then I can keep the condo and I can do what I want. And for Alexia, she knows it's not about the physical location, the condo. It's about what he's doing in that condo. So you need to get rid of that condo because I don't trust you at all. I feel like you're playing me and you're bringing other women there behind my back. So that's why you need to get rid of the condo. And Darian, oh gosh, I don't even, because I don't want to like get further into it because I know you're going to ask more questions.
You go to it.
Oh, okay. But specifically, yeah, speaking with that, he's trying to manipulate her. And also, I caught on, even before we saw the trailer, now all of a sudden you want to cut Kai off. Now all of a sudden you want to make it work with Alexia, and you guys went on your date and things like that. That's because you were hiding something. And I did pick that up. I just wasn't sure what it was. That's all I have to say right now about Darian and Alexia. And I just kind of wish Alexia would have stood her ground and say, I'm not going on this date, point blank, period. I do believe she should have given that guy Monty another chance, another date. But she did say she only got friend vibes from him. And that's something I want Alexia to get out of. I think starting off as friends as the foundation of your relationship could be great. It doesn't, maybe sometimes you're not like attracted to that person, but you just never know where it will go. So I just think sometimes she should just give guys a chance, even if you kind of do get that friend vibe, just kind of go on at least one more date with him. So that's all I have to say about Darian and Alexia right now.
Thank you very much, Bree. Really appreciate that. Chris Nathan, let me get you in as well. What's your thoughts around the chess move there by Darian to try and get her to keep the condo?
I did not like it because Darian manipulates all the time. The same way when he said, I think last episode, that he would only apologize if she apologized. Just get rid of the damn condo. Okay, Darian. Just get rid of it. All right. Because you go missing at 2, you don't come home till a day or two later. And we all know what's really happening. Now, I think they both made a good point. I think they're separate. I think get rid of the condo. However, that's not the real problem, but definitely get rid of it because now there's no excuse to I'm running to the condo. His issue with her about her guy friend, I believe he brought this up before. I don't know if it's a real issue or if he's using it to his advantage, but he brought this up a couple episodes ago. Something about her guy friend leaving heart emojis under maybe an Instagram picture. I don't know. I would like to know more about this guy friend. Clearly, I don't think this guy friend of hers is Darian, is also a friend of Darian. Like, I don't think it's like he's friend with the both of us. I think it's just her friend. It's possible that her friend likes her. I don't know what her relationship, the dynamic is like with that friend. So it's hard for me to say. But I don't think it was fair for him to try to say, I'll do this if you do this, because he did that before. So I think that's like usually his tactic, and he's trying to be manipulative. I think the condo just has to go, period. And like I said, I don't know that much about Alexia's relationship with her guy friend. So it's hard for me to kind of say what should or shouldn't happen with that. If the relationship is inappropriate, then it's not okay because she's still in a relationship. Yes, we know Darian has been doing crazy things, but she's still in a relationship. So if she is doing things she shouldn't be doing, then she needs to get out of her relationship. But yes, two separate issues, and the condo has to go for sure.
Appreciate Chris Nuther. The condo has to go, Chris Nuther says. Does the condo need to go, boys? Does the condo need to go? Corey, you're looking at it like you're not sure the condo needs to go or not. Does the condo need to go? And talk about the chess move by Darian as well.
Yeah, he was slick. He was definitely trying to be slick with it. I do think that the condo needs to go. For him to say that he's in there recording music, I haven't seen anything with his name on it being released, and he's been doing this for years. So I'm just curious, where is the proof of this studio time, this music he's putting together? So that would be something, if I was Alexia, I would ask about. You know what I mean? So to me, her asking him to let the condo go, his fight to keep it, tells a different story. So if she's asking him to let something go, that's really easy to let go. I mean, there's plenty of places he can go for studio time and get all that stuff done. But he wants to keep this condo because it's a little hideaway. Let's be honest about it. You know, that's just a little hideaway. He said when he's upset with her and we need some time to de-stress, he goes there to the condo. It's not necessary, to be honest with you. Go for a ride, go for a run, shoot some basketball, do whatever you got to do to de-stress, but go into a whole different place is a bit much. So I don't think it should be hard for him to let it go.
Love that. Love those points, man. Love those points. Okay, so we've got 3 for the condo to go. Chef Jade, should the Congo? Whoa, not Congo. Should the condo? Hey, guy, anybody from Congo? No offense here. Should the condo go? Yeah, let us know your thoughts. Should the condo go? Should it be going? You know what I mean?
Here's my thought on it. No, the condo should not go. And the reason I say that is because Darren needs to go to the condo and get out of Alexia's house, okay? He needs somewhere to stay. He gonna need that condo. Y'all let that man keep that condo so he can have somewhere to go when this relationship is done. I'm sorry, he needs to keep it. Now, the negotiation move, good tactic. Playback move, I ain't letting go of the friend until you let go of the condo. Hello, the condo is tangible. My relationship with my friend, you'll never know if I let it go or not. Go ahead, sign the deed if you want to. My friend will still be there at the end. Try me if you want to play, okay? You want to play all these games? I got games for you, Alexia. Call me. Girl, we'll run circles around this man. I'm trying to tell you, okay? Let him keep them keys because he needs a house. I don't hear what y'all want to say. He needs a house. I have one thing on this friend situation. I told you I have a lot of questions about this episode here. He likes to say feelings aren't facts. Feelings aren't facts. He wants to take Dr. Nicole's saying and twist it all the way around. If feelings aren't facts, why do you feel some way about this friend that she has? Why are you so concerned about this friend that she has? If you are doing what you need to do to keep Alexia in your home, you don't have to worry about that friend. Okay? You wouldn't have no feelings towards that friend. You won't have to worry about it, because the fact is, even though this friend leaves heart comments on that, she's not responding to that friend. She's not hanging out with that friend or whatnot. At least to our knowledge, because you ain't mentioned it, because I know you sure enough would have mentioned it or whatnot. You would have did anything to get back at her. So we know that if she was doing all these things, other than a friend leaving something on IG, you would have threw it in her face. So your feelings are not facts, sir. Please let it go. Get your keys to the condo and have a good night, okay? We'll move on with the conversation as it moves on.
I appreciate Chef Jay with the dark arts from the female side. I'm always describing what the dark arts on the male side is. So we finally get some female dark arts. We hear it now, flesh and blood. Love it. All right, cool. Let me get one of the guys back in again. Sean, you were shaking your head in the chat. I know I couldn't see your head shaking it, but it looked like you were typing and shaking your head. So, what's your thoughts? Condo gotta go? Condo gotta go?
No, the condo needs to stay. We not selling real estate unmarried. First of all, I'm keeping my condo. And Jay, I was right there with you till you jumped off that petty cliff. You know, it's that's that self-destruction, toxic behavior. These two don't need that help. They don't need that help. They are on a very unhealthy path. I think Alexia's judgment is severely clouded. The mere fact that she would use the condo as a bargaining chip in their relationship, and again, that's her competitive side. So she feels like she won something by him agreeing to sell the condo. But it ain't about the condo. It ain't about the condo. Nobody needs a condo to cheat. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to cheat, you're going to do what you want. You're going to move any kind of way you want. You don't need a second property to be able to do that. So her thinking that that was a win was actually just another thing of me seeing she just really, her judgment is clouded. Her judgment is severely clouded. And then, yeah, I've talked about it. I think that friend dynamic causes a lot of problems in the relationship. And again, it doesn't excuse Darian or Smoke for the things that he's doing to cause some problems in their relationship. It doesn't at all. However, what she's doing does not excuse it, right? So it's like, it's back to the tit for tat, right? Oh, because you cheat or you don't tell me where you are, then I'm going to have a friend. So at what point do we say, all right, there's too many things. We got too many struggles in one relationship. Let's just pick one struggle. Let's work on that struggle. But if we got 4, 5, 6 different struggles in a relationship, it ain't working. Like, it's not working. So that's what I see. Condo aside, I am adamantly opposed to him even thinking about selling that condo, because it has nothing to do with the problems they have in their relationship.
Appreciate that, Sean. Appreciate that. The condo to not go with Sean. Okay. Drew, should this condo be going? The condo, is it going out the window?
I mean, this is unusual, but I absolutely agree with Sean, because much like he said, I do not think the condo is the issue, because you can really cheat anywhere, really and truly. And I think getting rid of the condo, it would really just be a false sense of security. So we get rid of the condo. Now we think, okay, yeah, he's not cheating anymore. He's going to cheat when he wants to cheat. He's going to do what he wants to do. And my thing with Darian is he's super, I don't even know if manipulative is enough of a word to describe him. He's the type of person to put pepper in your food, and then when you're choking, he's asking you, what's the matter? Like, you know, you're doing all this dirt, but then he's constantly projecting that onto her, because we don't know the dynamics of her friendship, but the way he's trying to make it sound, if somebody leaves a comment underneath a picture to say, hey, you look good, or whatever the case may be, or emoji, that's the extent of the if that is the extent of the relationship, then it's nothing to talk about. It's not really an issue. You're just using it as a bargaining chip because you know you're out here doing dirty. Stop it. Like, he annoys me so much because he's just so manipulative, and I just hate the way she falls into it each time. How happy she was at the end of that. I was sitting down looking like, did they cut a part of this conversation out? Because she was like, oh yeah, we're in such a better space. How are you in a better space? What made you feel like you're in a better space? Nothing. I feel like he's also just going along with whatever she's saying. The both of them, they drive me crazy. They just need to break up and get off the screen.
I hear you, Drew. It's a phenomenon that you've actually agreed with Sean today. It's amazing. We love it. It's J Dubs. Talk to us, bro. Is the condo the issue? Is the condo the issue? Should it go?
Well, like my mentor said, Dr. Nicole, it's bigger than the condo. We can't even focus on the condo. The condo's gone, so he's going to start behaving or answering the calls or stop going out of town and then let you know when he gets back. None of that behavior is going to stop, and that hasn't been addressed. Darian is a master manipulator. He has a PhD in lexology. He's got this woman down to a science. He can point her in any direction and move her when he feels like it with his words and emotions. And for some reason, I believed, or a lot of us believe, that, hey, Alexia finally got it when she didn't want to go on a date with Darian. Like, okay, she's going, like she's waking up. She's seeing the emotional abuse that he's giving, but she falls short every time. This man is in her brain, her blood, her pores. It's so deep. She needs like an intervention. You have to like physically remove her from the situation, give her psychotherapy, put her on a Yana Van Zandt, or again, let Dr. Nicole take that over. And she needs help. And I don't really even look at him anymore because of like, really, her actions don't match her words. And she's talking about, hey, I'm not going to have you disrespect me or play me on. He's been playing you for 14 years. And who hasn't been in a relationship that you broke up? And could you imagine every time you broke up, your partner had a whole baby times 3? How much time is that? I mean, are you kidding me? There's no self-respect. So who cares? At this point, I'm not looking at him. It's all on her. I'm not, why is Darian doing this to her? I just can't. No, Alexia is allowing all of this. She has the power to walk away, then hit a point where something so pivotal, a move she made for him to save her relationship or stop him from having a 4th baby. She quit her professional basketball career, which is so detrimental. With a professional athlete, Father Time catches up with all of them. So you have a small window to take care of that kind of business. And you step out of it voluntarily for your boyfriend of on and off for 14 years. It's all on her. That's it.
Bar room for bar. I appreciate it. Bar for bar. Appreciate it, Stubbs. Appreciate that. Corey, you wanted to jump in? Go for it, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a slightly different perspective. When I hear that, the condo is not the issue, I absolutely agree that the condo is not the issue. But put myself into Lexia's shoes, it's more about small victories. For her, it's small victories. So if he can get rid of this condo for her, even though there may be 6 or 7 things that they have going on in their relationship that needs improvement, that needs work, but if she can get him to knock out this condo, then that gives her the idea that maybe she can start working on other things in a relationship to get what she needs from him. Now, is she crazy for thinking that? Possibly. But to her, I can see how it looks to her. It's a small victory. So by achieving that, maybe she can achieve a little bit more going down the line. That's all.
I see you, bro. Taking little by little, and it should build up to be a bigger picture. I can see that. I can see that. Little victory. I can see that. Chef J, you wanted to reply?
I definitely agree with everything that everybody's saying. My issue with that small victory is he's just saying it, and you're taking him just saying it. It's at this point, you need action. Every time you guys break up, you got a new baby to deal with when you come back together. At least 2 of them babies is by the same person. So you're still playing me and you're playing somebody else. That's how I look at it. The first one, I give her credit when she sat there and said, you know, we were broken up. So, you know, I took it. We were on a break. He did his thing. He come back, he do it a second time and then a third time. And depending on how those babies are lined up between them baby mamas, you're double backing on somebody besides me or whatever. So therefore, there's more issues than just that small victory I got out of that. I need more than that small victory right now. I need a whole war to be won at this point to win me over. Like, seriously, like, this is crazy. You're enabling this man even further. You already did it for the first umpteen years of this relationship. And you continue to do it further and further by quitting your love. You literally said, I quit my love, the love of my life. You're doing what Sean won't do. Sean won't take a risk for a potential. Like, I'm not mad at him. You need to take some advice from Sean at this point, because you gave up literally your career for a potential relationship that has not proven nothing to you in 10 years at least, or what? Yeah, 10 years at least of the 14 years. That's absolutely crazy. If you gave it up, you should have gave it up for yourself. And that's where the problem is always going to lie. You blamed yourself for why he had the baby mama. Why are you taking the blame for him going to stick his in something else? That makes absolutely no sense. He knew what he was doing. He didn't care because he did it again and again. You can't blame yourself for what another person is doing. Then you took the blame and used it as an excuse to quit something that you love doing. That's absolutely crazy and insane. You're going to give up your career for an unsurety. And now you're putting it all in a man, and you're adding his favorite word, pressure, on him. Because he's telling you, I'm not used to commitment. I'm not used to commitment. I don't want commitment. You gave him the life that he wanted. Why you think you're going to get something more out of it? For 10 years, you didn't give him the commitment. You didn't force him to step to the plate for commitment. Now you want commitment out of something that is never going to give it to you, because that's not what he wants. And it's at this point, no matter what you do, you can go as many dates that you want to go on with whoever else you want to go on. You can go on a date with that friend he keeps complaining about. It's not going to change how he feels. He's going to manipulate whatever the situation is, whisper sweet nothings in your ear, get you in the bedroom, do a couple of moves, and then you're all cuddly and giggly the next day, as we seen when we were back with in front of Dr. Nicole. Each time he has did it before. When she went on another date, he gave her conversation. He opened up and, oh, everything is good now. Everything's great. Even Jess pointed it out. Okay, like Sean and Laronda looked at each other like, yeah, okay. We'll be back next week talking about how Darian did something else to piss her off again. This is a cycle that you have to break. Like, you're not breaking the cycle. You don't want to break the cycle. And why? Because now you have regrets for leaving your love of your life. You're putting a pressure on him that he didn't deserve. He didn't earn. He should never got. You're trying to fault him for where he was making you feel faulted. You're trying to make him feel bad for doing all these things and saying, oh, okay, I gave up my basketball career for you. And look what you're doing to me. But he couldn't give you that when he was making these babies. He couldn't say, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have never did this to you. Let's move forward from here. At this point, I mean, I wanted to be on my healing bag for her and move on and go on to Darian, but okay, I can't with Alexia.
I hear you, chef. I hear you, chef. Nice slow cooked meal that she gave her. Good food. Soul food. So it takes time. It's got sweet in the deal. You get me? I feel you, chef. I feel you. I'm with you. Let me ask another question to the guys and the girls, to the ladies and the gentlemen. Sorry. Let me ask you guys a question. Is Kai an issue now? Since we saw the preview for next week, we saw something that came up spicy. Okay. Now, is Kai the issue in the relationship between Alexia and Darian? Is Kai the issue here? Or do they have issues before the situation with Kai? You know what I'm saying? Oh, Krishnath, you want to go?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
They have 14 years of issues. Kai is not the issue. Yeah, she's a current situation, but she's just a symptom to the issue. Because you take out Kai, still got problems. You take out the condo, still got problems. They got some deep problems. And ladies, you have to know your deal breakers. If you want marriage, that must be a requirement. Don't play house, don't move in. Y'all grown, y'all can do what y'all want. But I'm just saying, if you're making it a requirement, make it a requirement. But yeah, I feel like there are issues from day one, right? Once they had that break and then there was children, take care, Darian. God bless you. Godspeed, like Sean says, right? Yeah, there shouldn't, it just is a cycle. But it's sad that Alexia feels like the condo is the problem, and now she's excited because she got a verbal agreement for him to get rid of it. Right? It's just a verbal agreement right now. That's not going to solve things. But yeah, they definitely have 14 years of issues. So Kai is not the reason for their issues. However, it doesn't help to have Darian over here not having any boundaries and then possibly going further, So yeah, she is a part of the whole mix. He has a situationship going on. It's crazy because when I saw Darian go on a date with Alexia, I hate to say this, it looked weird. Because I am actually used to seeing him more with Kai on dates. So I'm thinking, oh my God, that looks so weird. And I'm like, oh, that's his girlfriend. But because he's literally been dating, it seems like Kai, it looked weird on camera for a while. But yeah, Kai is not the problem, but she's definitely an issue for sure. But Darian made it that way, no boundaries. So.
I hear you. Let me ask another question to the panelists. Is Kai a villain? Like, has she done wrong here by the energy she's put forth into potentially, quote unquote, stealing a man from another girl? Is she a villain for doing so? Let me ask the question to this panel. Drew, Drew, why are you looking at that for? Drew, Drew, why are you looking at that for? That's what I want to know. Answer the question for us, Drew. Oh, sorry.
Listen, I think I don't even know if I would classify her as the villain, but in this situation, I feel like she is. And my reason for that is, though they had issues before, she was just too eager to get in the middle of their situation. She was trying to prove a point that, yes, this is where the goodies are, and me are the girl that you want, me are the girl that you need. Like, she was just doing too much. And now, in the end, even though we only saw a preview, the attitude that she came with, like, oh, you didn't feel that way when you slept with me, but you were there. You were a willing participant. Somebody do you something? She's acting as though somebody forced her to sleep with him. You knew what you came here to do. You went out of your way to do so because you were trying to prove a point. So I'm just like, nobody knows sorry for Kai. I don't feel any way for Kai. Step aside. You got what you wanted. Now move out of the line.
Hearing you. Mm-hmm. Let me take one of the guys' perspective. Is Kai a villain here in this situation? Or is she just playing a role? Like, let me get one of the guys here. It's J Dubs. Talk to me, bro. Oh, sorry, let me unmute you. My bad. Go for it.
You got me?
Yeah, I got you, bro. Sorry.
That's exactly what's going on. Kai is playing her part. And if you notice different little cues, let's talk about other people's dates. You would see them maybe standing outside holding an interview. When you see Kai, she got like a whole studio set up. She in her Atlanta housewife gown, speaking like she got a permanent spot on the show. And even the first mistake, even my Dr. Nicole is like forcing Darian to have closure with Kai. When does a date get that? Because we're talking about once it's done, you decide RIP, they're gone, they're ghosts forever. We don't hear anything. I mean, like last season with Mike and Shay. Mike was going with, I forgot the girl name, great match and all that.
Whitney.
He went up, yeah, Whitney. He went on 1,000 dates. After he decided no, it was no more Whitney. Not that we knew about or as far as the show. So they're actually forcing us or the interaction. Well, you know, you got to have closure with Kyle. Oh, no, not only that, he turned the date down for the 4th date, and then he's asked again, is he going to date? He's already made a decision that I'm done with her. I don't want to open Pandora's box. So you're going to ask him again. He told you what he did. He didn't want to do it. So we're going to ask him again. Does he want to go back out with Kyle? Why not bring him another date? If that's the case, and we're dating, or hey, Darren, sit this one out and work on your relationship, and that's it. But no, Kai is a part of the drama process, and they're forcing her on us, and she's doing her job. She's doing her job well, and she's not the problem. She's just a bump in the road. You can have 3 babies in 14 years. Kai's nothing. I'm sure that it's plenty of Kai's within that relationship when Darian's not calling until 24 hours later that he fell asleep, you know. So, yeah, she's not a problem, but she's playing a part.
Good points, bro. Good points. Let me get it. Chef J, is Kai a villain in this situation? Is she getting a bad rep, or is she deservedly getting the reputation that she has in this case?
Stirring the pot again, stirring the pot. I'm going to say she is the villain, but that's because Darian gave her the crown. He allowed her to talk about Alexia openly and freely. He engaged in those conversations when she spoke about Alexia. He actually put the battery in her back by telling her she's intimidated by you. She feels some type of way about you, you know, all these little things that he kept saying to her, giving her the confidence to be able to speak freely upon Alexia. When he knows deep down inside, the issue is not her. He's the issue. He's been the issue, and he knows it. So he's going to do what he does best, scapegoat and put the issue off on everybody else. He puts the issue off on the process. He puts the issue off on Alexia. He puts the issue off on Kai. He has no accountability in anything that he does within this relationship. And again, she's enabled this. Alexia has enabled this behavior all this time, because I'm pretty sure the baby mamas probably speak crazy about her too. And he's probably okay with that or whatnot. He does not put his foot down where it needs to be put down. And that's the problem. So Kai inherited the villain role, just being the person that he's entertaining at this time. The next person will be the villain in the next situation as he continue to move on if him and Alexia stays together.
Good point, Chef J. Always cooking. Sean, you wanted to go. Is Kai a villain? Is Kai a villain here, sir?
So I would say no, right? Because she did what she came to do. She did what she was asked to do, right? That's the premise of the show. You are supposed to come in and date other people and see what progresses from there, right? And I don't know, Jada, was that a slight criticism of Dr. Nicole? I'm not sure if I heard that a little bit in there. I think we finally got some Dr. Nicole criticism, but absolutely, you saw Dr. Nicole stirring that pot, asking him for closure, right? Why is the closure necessary? right? You know, let her be on her merry way, right? She's not the help, so she don't need his help, and nobody needs her help. So let her be on her merry way. But no, we're going to bring her back in because we know there's more context to the story, right? Because at the end of the day, it could be a Kai, it could be anybody, right? Dorian's going to move how he wants to move, and I'm actually happy things progress with Kai. I am hoping that this is the thing that will wake Alexia up. I hope she finally says, this man don't want me, ain't never gonna marry me, has no intentions for me, in addition to all the other things. You know, I'm hoping that this is the thing that does it, right? So I'm gonna call her a test, right? So I'm hoping that this is the scenario, like we used to say in the old church, ain't no testimony without a test. So I'm hoping that Kai is the test.
The Kai is the test. I love that. The Kai is the test. I love that. Bree, what's your thoughts, man?
Hey, no, I don't think Kai is the villain. I do think she's wrong because you still need to respect someone's relationship. And she shouldn't have even gotten too close to him to where she's catching feelings and allegedly sleeping with him. The real villain is Darian. To be honest, Kai is not the only girl he's cheated on Alexia with. There has been plenty of women that he has done this with. And how I even know that because you've only been on a few dates with Kai and you already allegedly like slept with her according to the trailer. So if that was so easy for you to do that, then I know you've been with other women in that case. So Darian's the villain. I don't think Kai is, like you guys were saying, she's just playing her role. I just think she should have respected their relationship and never gotten involved with him or talking to him on the phone. Because I know they've probably done that or texting and seeing each other behind Alexia's back. So she is wrong in that regard. But Darian owes Alexia loyalty, not Kai. So that's just my take on it. I don't think she is. Darian is the villain.
Love that point. Love that point. Corey, what's your thoughts? Is Kai the villain?
No, I don't think she's a villain at all. I think that, like everyone was saying, that she came there to do a job and she did it. It really just boils down to the fact that she wanted something more out of the relationship than what was available, really. And to me, the bigger question for me is why would she want a relationship with Darian in this manner? If she's able to take Darian away from his girlfriend of 14 years, what does she think he would do to her? Do you think he will be faithful to you? Do you think he will, you guys get that house and white picket fence? What's going on in her mind when it comes to that? So I think it's a little bit of placement, maybe possible by production to make it seem a little bit deeper than what it is. But I don't know. This allegedly sleeping thing, that's definitely a curveball for me. But no, I don't think she's a villain. But I do think that she was doing more than what she should have been doing.
Okay.
Oh, one more thing.
Go for it.
One more thing. One thing. I did want to just backstep a little bit. When it comes to Alexia and Kai, I know you asked the question earlier. I wasn't able to answer that one. As far as the dynamic between Kai being a problem for Alexia or not. I think that in the beginning, when Darian was going on these dates, Darian was the problem for her. I think as soon as she saw Kai, she saw things that she wasn't. And then Kai became the problem. Because it's very interesting how that some women, I'll be honest with you, some women can look at a woman of interest or a woman that's a friend of yours. If she's hot, if she's attractive at all, that's the antenna that goes up. It's a red flag. So because of the fact, put that together with everything that Darian was telling her, put that together with how he was saying how cool she is, how easy it is to talk to her, all of this, put that to the side and then add that component with it as far as looks go. But I'm not really that attracted to her myself, but I could see she knows her man. So a woman knows what her man is attracted to. So when she saw her, that was a real big issue for her. So to me, I just want to say the little part.
No, I'm hearing that still. Sometimes you see someone and they look that good, and it can make you feel some type of way in the way you behave. Okay, I can rock with that. I can hear that. I can hear that as well. I guess my final question on obviously the Kai, the Alexia, and the Darian situation, specifically now, if okay, let's close it on this note. I want everyone to give me what they, if you were to see Alexia face to face, yeah, because now we've been talking as if they're not here. So let's say, for instance, there was a face to face. Now I'm gonna give you a minute. Face to face, what would you say to Alexia? Face to face. You understand? All right. I'm gonna start with Chef J. Just a minute.
If I'm Alexia, what do I say to Kai?
No. What would you say to Alexia?
If I was Kai?
No. If it were you, just you. Like, what would you say now to Alexia? Alexia's standing right in front of you. What you gonna say?
Okay, I'm gonna stay out of my petty bag. Okay, I was about to go all petty real quick. Okay, at this point, move on, be happy, be free, heal yourself, go find yourself again, because clearly you lost it in the relationship. You are a queen, so put your crown back on, stand straight, walk tall, move forward. Literally change your number, close your access, any access you have or he has to you. Like, he does not need to be back in your presence at all. Totally remove yourself from this man until you can literally just put him in a friend zone category. So until then, just take your time, heal yourself, be happy, let your light come back to you, and be the queen that you are.
Love that. Appreciate Chef J. Drew, what would you say to Alexia, to her face? Like, if you were to see her 1 minute, what would you say?
The first thing I would say, I mean, I guess it would be too late, but I would have told her, never give up your career for a man. Don't ever do that. For somebody who hasn't, hasn't, what's the word I'm looking for? Committed to you in any way, shape, or form. The second thing is, I would advise her to work on finding her individuality again, because she's so wrapped up in him, everything comes back to what he wants. As Dr. Nicole told her, to find her voice. I think that's the most important thing for her right now. And then she can take flight from there. Let that smoke go. Let it go, girl.
Appreciate that, Drew. Sean, 1 minute. What would you say to Alexia?
Sure. So what I would do is first tell her, like my good brother Eric has been accused of interrogation. I would say, pardon the interrogation, sis. Forgive me. But I got about 5 good questions for you. Now, if you're ready, I'm going to share them with you. So the first one is, what's keeping you in this relationship? Number 2, what value do you get out of staying in this relationship? Number 3, do you feel secure in this relationship? Number 4, if you want to get married, could you deal with this for a lifetime? And number 5, do you know your worth? And that would be it.
Okay. Tasty. Thank you very much, Sean. As always, locked and loaded. Chris Natha, what would you say to our dear sister Alexia? 1 minute.
I would say, Queen Alexia, it's time that you reevaluate your belief system and to really ask yourself, what do you really want and what do you really believe? I would tell her that she's worthy of true, extravagant love. But I would also make sure that she knows in life, we don't get what we want. We get what we believe. So if you don't believe that you're worth more, you'll never have more. So I would really, really say, Alexia, please redefine your belief system, because you're only going to get what you believe.
Yes, Chris Natha, appreciate it. Thank you. Bree, 1 minute. What would you say to our dear sister Alexia?
I would say to Alexia, You know, in God's word, it says God gives good gift to his gives good gifts to his children. And I would say, Alexia, do you really think this is a gift that God would give you? Do you really think this is the best that he can do? No, but you'll never find out unless you completely cut him off and get him out of your life. You are far more worth. He created you in your mother's womb. You don't know how special you are, but you're never going to know that unless you know him first, and then you got to love yourself. So run for the hills, completely leave him, cut him off. You are going to go through a time of grieving the relationship, but in the end, it'll be all worth it because when you see what God truly has for you, it'll be the best thing that you could ever imagine. That's all I would say.
Appreciate that, Brie. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Corey, what would you say to Alexia 1 minute? What would you say to our dear sister if you saw her face to face?
Honestly, absolutely nothing. And it's not because I don't want to see her do well, but we got to understand we're going against 14 years of repeated behavior. So it's nothing that I can say to her that her family hasn't already told her, that her close friends haven't already told her in 14 years of dealing with this man. There's nothing that I can say. It goes deeper than what I can say. So she needs possible therapy, to be honest with you, because there is some conditioning that took place during these 14 years that she needs to get rid of. So I think for as far as advice is to seek some professional help when it comes to getting back into graces with herself. So I wouldn't want to have anything else to say to her, to be honest with you.
Appreciate that. I mean, that was something still, bro. Yeah, doing therapy is still something, bro. So I hear you. HJ Dubs. Oh, sorry, I need to unmute you. My bad. Go for it, bro.
Well, if I had the pleasure of meeting Alexia, I would say, Alexia, what's that over there? Bam! Right on the back of her head. And put her in the van and get her that help that she needs. Because as I told you, this man lived in her soul. This can't be broken. She doesn't even value herself or see anything wrong. She has so much invested. You know how some people have so much invested they can't turn around or turn back, or she's gonna go forward no matter what, because if not, it's all a waste. But she's constantly being hurt and disrespected. This man told her, hey, you are not marriage material. What is her goal? To be married and have children, because he's already had 3 on his own. Alexia, you need to focus on yourself and find out if Darian benefits you in any kind of way. And I can answer for it, but she has to know. And a wise man once told me, only you know when you had enough. And apparently she hasn't.
I'm still reading about the van thing, but I hear you, bro. I got you, man. You gonna do life, but you good, man. Don't worry. Nah, I appreciate that. I mean, and you guys have made some really great points, and I love you guys' summary on what you'd say to Alexia. And I asked you that question because I think, you know, this situation, it's like 14 years. You know what I mean? It's a very long amount of time, and I think Corey kind of said it as well. This is conditioning. And when someone's set in those ways after 14 years, to break the spell is so difficult. You know what I mean? So we want the best for Alexia. We want to see her win. We want to see her choose better, do better. You know what I mean? And so hopefully, you know, she has done by the end of the show. We're not sure if we have. But we are hoping for that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's a bit tight, do you know what I'm saying? It's a bit tight. Let me close it on this last. I'm going to ask you guys 1 minute summaries again. I'm going to close it on this, guys. What would you say to our brother Darian then? You have 1 minute. Try not to die killing him, okay? 1 minute summaries. What would you say? Okay, I'm going to start reverse. It's J-Dubs. What would you say to our brother Darian? 1 minute. Let me unmute you.
I would say, Darian, you definitely met the right one, because you definitely working and running this girl ragged. And if you can sleep at night, so can I. Because, again, I don't even look at you as the problem anymore. It's all on her. Darian has total control over this woman. He controls her emotion, her moves, everything. He's studied her. And as I say, he's the master of manipulation.
Appreciate it, J Dubs. Appreciate you. Corey, 1 minute. What would you say to our brother Darian?
First, I would tell him that you're messing up. I'll probably use some more colorful words, but you're messing up. Here you have a woman who's been dedicated to you for 14 years. No matter what the trouble, the problems are in the relationship, she's been dedicated to you for 14 years, and you're giving her a lot of drama and trauma that she's gonna have to repair long after you leave. You're not dedicated to her. You don't say you don't want to marry her. You are damaging a good woman. So I think Alexia is a good woman, but I think it's just been so much that you've done that it's going to take time to reverse it. So I would tell him to stop his behavior, because he's becoming exactly the problem that women have in men. So instead of being a part of the problem, be a part of the solution. Got to change your ways, brother.
I appreciate it. Sorry, we're getting some spam. I don't know. You guys are so good. We've suddenly got some British people spamming because they don't like seeing black people on the screen, apparently. So apologies about that. But I appreciate Corey. Good points in there as well. I heard you. Bree, 1 minute points. What would you say to our brother Darian?
I would say, Darian, you were created more than to be a whoremonger and to be so lustful and to really treat women, not just Alexia, women, bad. I do believe he has a daughter. So I would say, your daughter is looking at this. Would you want her to be treated this way? You are a likable person. You weren't created to be this. So what I would advise you to do is to let Alexia go. Most likely it's going to be hard for her to let you go, but do the right thing. Let her go. Get yourself together. And hopefully one day you will find the wife that you truly want to be faithful to and that you truly want to be with.
Appreciate it, Bree. Good points. It was the whoremonger for me. Chris Nuther, what's your thoughts?
For Darian, I just want him to get healing, because clearly there's something there or things there that needs to be healed. You can't run off every time. Like, you keep repeating the same behavior, right? Running off to other women. For what? What are you looking for? Because it's just a temporary fix. So I am just wanting you to get healing. So get the therapy you need, work on the issues that you have, and man up. If you really want a wife, be that husband for whoever that's going to be. But it's time to grow up. You are extremely grown, right? And it's time to act that way, right? And to be that example for your children, your community, and it's just time to grow up. So that's my advice.
Appreciate that so much. Thank you, Chris Nuther. Sean. Sean looks like he's done out here, bruv.
So I wouldn't have questions for him. We would just need to have a different kind of, tete-a-tete, right? We need to have a man-to-man conversation. And, I would want to just encourage him to get some healing, right? I would be like, bro, the things you're doing are destructive. You need to get some help. I have a great therapist that I can recommend to you, so you can get some help inside of your, with your issues. Leave Kai, leave Alexa, leave them all, and work on yourself. Get yourself together, figure it out. I would also just lastly end. I don't like to stomp on any other person's shine, but I think the rap career is over for you. You might want to consider a different career path to choose, because if that's the thing that's, you're hanging your hat on, I think the time is gone. So look inward, get some healing for yourself, and find a way to get a different career path.
Appreciate that, Sean. Big words. rap career for me again. Drew, give us your 1 minute summation. What would you say to Darian if he was coming to you, man?
I don't think I could get it out in 1 minute, but I know I would choose violence. For sure.
Is that what you're saying?
I would choose violence because trust me, he needs somebody to tell him about himself, starting from like just the physical, his rap career, all of that. And also to let him know that what goes around comes around. He has daughters and you're out here treating another woman, which is somebody else's child, even though she's a grown woman, any kind of old way. So I think someone just needs to set him straight. And I don't think he's the type of person you can sit down and talk with logically. So it needs to be violence, and I'll be the one.
Sounds as bad as those putting people in the vans. Okay. I appreciate you, Drew. Chef J, talk to me, man. What are you saying?
On this one, I wanted to take Black's approach and say nothing, but I promise I'd be in my healing bag today. So it's that who hurt you theory. I know there's some abandonment issues from his mother, leaving him with his grandmother so young and whatnot. So that's that you have to deal with. You're raising another generation and you don't want to raise them in toxicity. So you need to go and heal your childhood wounds, fix those things, fix yourself. Self-heal yourself to a point where you understand why it is that you fear commitment so much that you're running around mad like this. And just spend time with your children. Don't even focus on another woman. Focus on yourself and your kids. Your daughter is the next woman that you need to focus on at this point right now. And your son, you need to focus on him, how to be a better man than you're moving right now. And that's all I can say to you.
Appreciate that. Well, guys, we have come to the end of the show today. You know, it's been a good conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's been a good conversation, and we've ended it on I would like to say a semi-positive note with what we'd say to Darian and to Alexia. You know, I think you guys gave some really great points about all the couples, and I love the fact that we had different viewpoints as well. Never a problem on this channel. We like to have different viewpoints because it brings a more eclectic and a more nuanced viewpoint to things. So I really, really appreciate you guys. I also want to say this. This is the first time I've ever seen my chat be invaded by bots. So whatever you guys have been doing, chatting good stuff on this channel, has obviously tweaked somebody. I don't know what you guys said that was good, but someone is hurt because they sent bots to say nonsense in the chat. I've never had that before. So you guys are obviously speaking wisdom today. You know what I'm saying? It's been a great show. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate every single one of you. Chef J, Drew, Bree, Chris Natha, Sean, Corey, HJ Dubs. If you don't know, guys, if you're new to the channel, listen, HJ Dubs and Corey have joined newly as well. You guys asked for more men on the channel. So we went out and got some more wise men with beards and deep voices, okay? All right, who speak wisdom, all right? I didn't leave you spare, you know what I'm saying? I brought some quality to the channel for you lot, okay? Make sure you follow their channels as well, and as well, make sure you subscribe to their channels as well, okay? Because they do some great stuff on reviews as well. So, in fact, let me let Corey Black and NSJ Dubs just kind of plug themselves so people can follow them as well on their channels. Corey, if you go first.
Okay. Yeah. You guys go and follow me at Black Made Media. I'm on all platforms as Black Made Media. YouTube, I do reviews, reaction videos, and I also do relationship advice. So I'm getting back into that as well. So be sure to follow. Appreciate it.
Beautiful stuff, Corey. Thank you. It's J Dub.
All right. Once again, Little Black Book. Again, thank you for this platform. I appreciate it so much. Again, I'm a baby in this YouTube thing. I mean, we're talking 30 days, and I'm just here to give it my all, raw and uncut. My motto, again, is say what you say, because I enjoy everyone's comments. And I was given a name by a couple of wonderful YouTubers as the #1 YouTube commenter, because I love to get active in them comments. And
come on now.
That's what I do. And
Tell
just
him.
For those who don't know, I'm from the DMV, because I know this is we're on a global platform here. And DMV stands for DC, Maryland, and Virginia, born and raised, and I'm just proud and thankful to be here. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram. It's JDub. The only difference with Instagram is it's_JDub. But again, I'm here, thankful, and hopefully I'll be back, and I'm gonna keep working hard to put out great content on reviews.
Beautiful stuff. Thank you very much. It's J-Dubs. I haven't asked anybody else. Anybody else on the panel, have you got something that you want to plug? I think this is good. Like, you guys are on my channel. I appreciate that. But you guys got things that you might have going on as well. So if you've got anything to plug, you know, books, stuff, music, your channels, you know, some business, listen, this is the time to plug away. Drew, go for it, man.
I feel so awkward doing this, but I'm also at Drew Moyton on all platforms. I do reviews as well on YouTube. I also am getting into other types of videos. So go ahead and give me a little bit of a watch, if that makes sense.
I love that. Thank you very much, Drew. Chris Natha, you got something to promote? Go for it.
Yes, I am a certified life coach. So I specifically work with women, helping them goal set and reach their goals. Also, I have a YouTube platform. It's Chris Natha TV. So go over, subscribe, and I will be sharing more videos very, very soon.
We love that. We love that. We love that. Chef Jay, you have anything to promote?
Yes, so we have one coming up soon. It's me, Sean, and a couple of other panelists. It's called On the Table. So we're working. We have it coming up soon. You know, we're going to be doing a couple of reviews and just dealing with different life issues on just random topics as we go. So you guys tune in. We'll let you know when it launch.
I feel proud, man. I'm seeing my brothers and sisters just launching stuff out here. Yeah. Okay. Sean, you have anything you want to launch, sir? It looks like you're about to launch a book, sir. With the background you got going down there, you look back to your best author book or something, bro.
No, man, I had to join tonight. I'm visiting some friends and family in North Carolina. So I'm in my good friend's office here. But, you know, just want to reiterate what Jay talked about is we're going to be doing a collab coming up real soon. I'm also in the works of considering my own channel. So, you know, working out the specifics of that.
Bro, you know I'm here for you, man. I'm here for you, all of you guys. We want to see everybody win. I really want to appreciate you guys as well, man. Listen, like, when you guys share the time that you have, we just spent 2.5 hours talking. I appreciate the fact that you guys will spend that time with myself and share your wisdom and your knowledge with the audience. I think this has been a really great conversation because you guys have given different perspectives and given a holistic kind of viewpoint to the different couples, right? So I think everybody who's in the chat can appreciate that it's been one of those good panels where we've got different views and have learned something from each one of you guys. So really want to big you guys up. We will see you guys again, some of you again on Thursday for Married at First Sight. We go again, and then next Saturday we're back here again for next week's episode. And I'm sure that's going to be a crazy one as well. So big up you guys once more. Audience members, thank you so much. We appreciate you for coming out strong. I think it was our biggest numbers yet since we've been doing Put a Ring on It panels. I think we had 600. So we want to thank you for coming through. Again, remember, support all these guys and girls. I keep saying guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Support them in their business and their ventures and their channels because we want to be able to uplift everybody in this community. Guys, stay locked, stay loaded. We will see you again next week, actually Thursday first, and then next week, Saturday. We're going to go out with an outro, and we'll appreciate you guys. Stay locked and stay loaded.
Little black, you know what time it is.